All right, if this works, it's gonna be funny. I've got that Vizio TV playing it through the YouTube app on that, and then I'm gonna take a video of that on the phone.
Wow. Chaos. Ready? Catch. Good catch. Yay. Excited for you.
Oh yeah. Thank you, thank you. Hello. Mic check. Can you hear me, Sean?
Yep.
So you can't hear you just yet. Oh, that's because I got my computer down. Here we go. Turn that off. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Still can't hear you.
I can hear Sean in the bathroom.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's a late.
Oh, because I don't have this thing in there. Duh.
Wait a minute. But...
No, I got to plug this in. That should do it. Hello? Hello. All right, there it is. Shauna, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Neil, can you hear me?
Yep.
I got this live stream into YouTube, and then I'm taking an Instagram live video of the TV playing the YouTube stream. Right. That's a cool view. Guess Thomas is not. He's tried to jump. Let me see what he's saying. Yeah, hang on. Let me start the live.
Shit. What's up, Sean?
Hey Neil, what's going on?
How are things?
Good. Good. How's Nola?
Things are still pretty quiet.
Yeah.
What y'all doing?
Nothing at all.
You playing?
A couple times. Weather's gotten pretty bad the last few weeks. I'm gonna play Saturday though. Looking forward to that. They opened up golf courses. They were shut down for like a week, but the weather was terrible, so it didn't matter.
Cold or rainy?
Both. Snow the other day.
Snow?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's no good. This is weird. Do you just have my face and then 3 smaller screens?
I just see you as big, and then me in the bottom right, little.
It's up. My first time doing one of these.
Me too.
Everyone on Instagram's like doing Zoom with their family. Okay. Go see your family.
Thomas, there he is. All
I don't have
right.
anywhere to put this. I gotta hold this thing.
There he is.
Gallery view. Okay, there we go.
Thomas, can we get a mic check?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Realized that my AirPods don't work because I wore them in the shower too many times and the microphone stopped working because I got them wet. Apparently they're not waterproof. That being said, Neil, I mean, how many dicks did you put in your mouth today with that hat on?
Wear this hat all the time, man. So every day I'm sucking dicks. I don't know how long this is going for, but I brought my booze and I brought ice.
It's in the background. A modern day Cat Stevens, Neil is a modern day Cat Stevens.
Good to see you
Side.
too, Tom.
Huh?
Is that good to see you too, Tom?
Immediately take a shit on your face. Would I even be your friend?
Thanks, love. Love you.
What if I wear it backwards?
You look like Michael Jordan from that
45.
documentary.
Neil, just when I thought you couldn't get gayer, you got gayer. Neil, actually, with that angle, you need to take off your pants, but not wear compression shorts or anything. Just wear boxers. So if you're at the wrong angle, everyone can see you're just like a nut, just one nut.
All right, let me change this up a smidge. All right.
What's up, fellas? We're not officially live, but we are currently live streaming. I just have 2 more little things to do.
Neil, actually, with that angle,
We have 5 viewers right now. The comment section is alive and well. Big Boiler 508 says the grown phone. Lol. Yep. Matt Brown says, hey, boys.
Hey, Maddie.
Neil calling in from 1911 France, just trying to, turn a couple tricks in Paris.
I should put my vape in my mouth.
How's the resistance?
He's like, Napoleon, pretty cool dude. Pretty cool dude, that Napoleon Bonaparte.
Resistance is strong. I'm out in the streets protesting for a haircut.
What, in
I saw
1911
a
France?
meme in which
that a-
there
was
were
that a
some
concern?
peppers. Oh, come on. You can't be doing that to me right now. There we go. There's that.
You look great,
Sean.
Sean.
Shut
What?
up, Neil. Me, that was a bad light. I gotta get my lighting right. Gotta make my dick look huge when I make the big reveal later.
Heyo.
Fire on my nuts all night just to make sure I got the dangliest balls possible.
I'm excited.
Can somebody does somebody have a free phone? Does everybody like have a phone anybody have a phone at their side? Can you pull up my live just to see if we get any comments? Just look at it every once in a while.
Burner phone for this. I'm using my actual phone.
Yeah, hold on. My phone's about to die, so hold on.
Can you hear? Sean.
Huh?
I said your name like 5 times.
I just heard you once.
And are you doing the like speakers through your iPad?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
How can you even hear right now? That's gotta be impossible.
It's a brand new iPad.
I can see Sean's boogers.
Does that exist?
Yeah.
All right.
What kind of generation are we on now? I have no idea.
Yeah, it's going. It's very delayed.
Yeah, it should be about 10-second delays. You might want to mute that just in case there's anybody hitting up the comments section. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for your time tonight. Tonight's episode is brought to you by El Chingon IPA. What are you drinking, Neil?
Rum.
Straight rum.
Yes.
DJ, what are you drinking / vaping?
Vaping highly concentrated nicotine, and I'm just hydrating with water.
Right.
Do you believe that, Neil?
I don't know.
Sean, what are you drinking?
I have a Manhattan
Ooh,
and some water as well.
bourbon? What
Yeah,
bourbon
bourbon boy
is in
now.
there? I know you're a bourbon boy, and I'm very proud of you for that.
Yeah.
And I want to know what bourbon is in that glass that you mixed with vermouth.
Basil
bitters.
Hayes.
Rob opens up with TJ. I
I-
want to hear your thoughts about losing to me at Pebble Beach.
Make my opening statement first, and I'm going to hold off from doing that because I have to ask Sean a follow-up question about buying bitters. Have you ever found that when you buy bitters, you only have to do it once in your life? If you go through an entire bottle of bitters, you know that you drink too much.
Yeah, I expect to buy different bitters. I might buy some orange bitters maybe to spice up, maybe an old fashioned. So, but I don't expect to buy another bottle of this normal bitters.
that's like buying Worcestershire sauce. You get one of those, it's good for life, baby.
Why
You
do
you
they
don't
put
grill
so many
enough.
bitters in that thing?
What do you mean? Like the bottle itself?
Yeah, like that's enough bitters for 30 years. Why don't they make them smaller?
Probably because they come from a tropical island and it's just easier. And then at the same time, they're extremely high in alcohol content. Like if you look at the bottle, it's like 45%, if not
Oh,
higher.
nice.
And so if you're ever really in a pinch, I'm not saying I've ever done this. Definitely not saying I've ever done it, but like pop the little thingy off, the
fun
just lets
stopper?
it come out and and just kind of and you're like, oh God, sweet release from life.
You know, people
Not-
use bitters and hangover cures too.
Oh, okay,
Never
Mr.
tried it.
Sazerac. Oh, I'm from New Orleans. We just drink Sazeracs. That and hurricanes.
Are bitters by themselves alcoholic?
Very. They're more alcoholic than anything else in a Manhattan.
Okay. So it's like a floater.
Yeah, I guess. Sean, are you to the point where you're putting cherries in your Manhattans? You put a little cherry in there and let it.
Only the
Yeah.
finest Luxardo cherries
Of course.
Where do you source?
And
from the
And,
store. They're $20 for a jar of cherries. That's like the dessert. That's why I drink Manhattans is to get to the cherry.
Can you prove that you have such a fancy cherry glass in your bar right now?
Yeah, you want me to go get it?
Yeah, can I see it?
Sure, hold on.
Sean's not gonna lie about this.
$20 for a jar of cherries. That sounds like quite a purchase.
Hey, people are dying in the streets. Sean's fucking loaded right now.
For that very reason.
Yeah, Sean is a funeral home director, dear Grown Man
Yeah.
Radio podcast listener.
Oh, well, this was gonna be part of my opening. No, actually, it wasn't.
Oh, wow.
Is-
This episode brought to you by Luxardo's, the original
Maraschino.
maraschino cherries.
Made in Italy.
$20 a jar.
Delicious.
Wait, did it say? It says made in Italy. Like,
Yeah,
how do
these
you
are
make
imported.
it? You mean grown in Italy? It's not. You
No,
don't
it
make a
says-
cherry.
Have
Well,
you not
I
heard of
made-
like processing things?
Hey, I made a baby. I was there for the making of the baby, but
Hard to say.
cherries are grown.
No, that child looks like him, man. That's his.
All
Yeah,
right. I'm going to get this thing officially started. There's someone in the chat section that's going to be calling in, and I got to be ready for his call. Okay, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 10-year anniversary show of Grown Man Radio. To my left on my screen is the great Neil, the Navy SEAL at Jabita, coming to us live from New Orleans in a nice leather lounger there. How's it going, Neil?
All good, Clay. Thanks for having me.
Great to see you again. Excited to hear more of the trials and tribulations you've been through in the last 10 years after we introduce our other guests tonight. As a diagonal down here is Thomas Twahughes, Esquire. In college, you were not a lawyer, but now you are a lawyer.
yeah. I'm also a PGA guy. I put that behind my name too. So
You
PGA
still-
and Esquire. I got
still-
two of them. I got two
whoa.
of them, buddy.
Are you pursuing any more acronyms?
Not officially.
You got a new one, DAD. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, that took a lot of effort.
And a two-time DAD right down here is Dad Bird coming to us live from Buffalo, New York. Hello, Dad Bird.
Hello.
Welcome to the Grown Man Radio Show, gentlemen. Thank you for your time during these troubled times. And thank you, Grown Man Radio podcast listener, for tuning in and making my day here. I've been looking forward to this all week. If you'd like to call us tonight, the phone number is 925-SANDBAG. That's 925-726-3224. We are expecting a couple of calls from Cletus from South Warburshire, Kentucky, as well as Diane, the cigarette smoking bus driver. So excited to hear
That's
from
happened,
those.
lady.
Clay, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
How do I stream this on my Instagram?
How do you stream this on your Instagram?
Send a request to be in Clay's video.
Yeah, you could be like a split screen, but you're going to get an echo back and forth.
And
Okay.
can y'all still hear me? 'Cause I just want to make sure you can hear me.
Yeah, we're still loud and clear. TJ, you said you had some opening remarks. Would you like to get those out of the way before Cletus is going to call in this evening?
Well, I assume that everyone else had prepared opening remarks. You should always have opening remarks whenever you're speaking.
As the person in the chat with the most letters behind their name, you get to go first with your opening remarks, as is tradition.
And that's so true because I do have the most letters. Do I even need to say anything or do the letters speak for themselves?
I
Tough.
trust
We have the same.
Tough call
Oh,
there.
you got 3 more letters than me.
What letters do you have?
I'm a licensed field director. Those are letters. LFD, SMD.
HMD, SMC.
Do you put like the little coffin or the skull emoji like right behind that? And
Yeah.
because that would make me laugh.
I'll show you my
No,
head cover that I use now for golf.
Oh god, you're just gonna totally buy into it, aren't you? You're just gonna be always marketing.
Nice. Is that your man cave there, Sean?
Yeah.
You got anything that you'd like to show off there? I see a Clemson flag, some nicely hung things on the wall. We've begun
Yeah.
doing some wall hangings ourselves. It's not as easy as it looks. Looks.
Did
I don't
I-
hang anything.
Simmons just get
Peggy
picked?
hangs everything.
Oh, Peggy does it all. That way.
Did Isaiah Simmons just get picked?
Neil, you can be our draft liaison. What's going on in the NFL draft? Anything amazing?
I'll tell you in a second.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant didn't get drafted this year.
Hey-oh.
Oh, hey, is there a dump button on this? By the way,
No, this
'Cause we
is
used to have
all
a-
straight to YouTube. This is all for the record for life.
fuck.
Okay, we got a call coming in here on the Grown Man radio show. Hello, this is Clay of the Grown Man radio show.
What's up, Clay? How are you?
Doing great. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, this is Patrick Williams from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Patrick, what's going on, man? How's everything?
We're good. How about you?
You know what? I'm doing Grown Man Radio with some of my former classmates and longtime amigos. So, all things considered, life is okay right now.
I hear you. Yeah, I just saw your post on Facebook, and as luck would have it, they're talking about Clemson on the NFL draft here all at the same time. So I figured it meant I should give you a call.
Yeah,
Well,
Patrick, I'm surprised that you saw being from Tennessee and with your accent. I'm surprised that you check Facebook.
That I have what now?
That you check Facebook because that typically where people with, I wouldn't say lower than average IQ, I would say border, like they have a pulse. You just have a pulse, and you're like, oh, I gotta check the news, man. And so
That's right.
I'm go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was agreeing with you.
Are you harassing our viewers, Thomas?
Oh, not at all. By no means.
Once they get
This went to the Cardinals.
Patrick, once they get a few letters behind their name, they start talking down to people. Isn't that right?
I know. That's exactly right. That's what they do.
Well,
Hey,
what's
Patrick,
going on? in-
I gotta tell you, the weather on this ivory tower is pristine.
Patrick,
On
what are you
Yes, sir.
what are you doing for work these days? You still golf proing?
No, I'm on insurance now.
Okay, you're making that good money now.
Yeah, and playing a lot more golf.
Tennessee didn't shut down, so I would imagine that you just continued working at your local Dollar Tree or Dollar General, that or picking up cans on the side of the road, right?
Yeah, a little bit of everything, just whatever needs to be done. So
Patrick,
You just
I have
like
a really
cat.
I have a really random memory of you, Patrick. Good player at the honors course, and I remember you talking to Henrik, the pro there, and you're like, man, every time I hit a pitch and run, that thing spins off to the left. Did you ever figure out how to adjust your spin axis so you didn't have your
yeah, just aim further right.
aim further right and hit the little slinger?
That's right.
That is such a
Patrick,
random memory.
No, that's a
I
great solution. Are you sure
In
you
the
just
memory,
have
it
a
popped up the
NASCAR
other
ball?
day, and I always think of you. Anytime there's a CPR class or I hear about CPR, I think of you automatically.
Can you remind our Grown Man Radio podcast listeners of the reason that we have such a fondness of the idea of CPR class?
So we were having a CPR class, and it came to the Q&A time, and people were asking different questions, and as honest as could be asked, someone wanted to know what we were supposed to do if rigor mortis had already set in.
Yeah, giving CPR when someone has rigor mortis is challenging. Sean, you could probably attest.
And the
can speak to
instructor
that.
quickly pointed out that if rigor mortis had set in, then the person had been there way too long without somebody noticing. So that like I said, every time I hear CPR, I think of Clay. I don't know. Clay did not ask the question, but he was there for the moment.
I was party to the
question was
moment.
asked.
That is one of my favorite. They say like there's certain things that you remember no matter what. I'm sure TJ, Sean, whenever your kids are born. And to me, one of those big moments is when the nice young woman asks what to do if someone has rigor mortis and you're trying to give CPR.
I have a memory I'll never forget about honors course, but I don't know if I should share it.
Oh,
Wait, can I raise a point before Sean? I do want to hear the memory. 100%. The memory needs to be shared. Patrick, are you saying that you got out of the golf business and went into the insurance business? Because I have not heard that career path before, and I'd like to know how you did it.
How did I do it? Well, I actually went somewhere else first. I was in the trucking industry talking about how you go to that career path. I guess you have to go to the trucking industry first and then into insurance. So, it's like everything else. I knew somebody that I had known for a long time that was, put me in touch with the right people, and 9 years later, here we are.
31 years later. 32. I continue to exist. Sean, what's the memory?
I don't know if I could share it.
Why?
You got to share it. You can't just open it up and just leave it out there.
slate it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead, boy. Share your memory.
So me and Costa, did Rob come, or was it just me and Costa?
Rob was there too.
Me, Costa, and Rob, our other roommates, visited Clay up in Chattanooga at the honors course, and he had a really nice apartment above like the cart barn or something. And Clay used to drive remember the Volvo, Sven, the Volvo?
Mm-hmm. Sven runt on Guteberries.
Guteberries.
Yeah. And we had a long night. And Clay thought, well, we all thought it would have been a good idea to just go see what Sven had in it. So we just took it to the parking lot and did neutral drops. I don't know, a long time, a lot of them. And then we needed to get a tour. We needed to get a tour of the honors course at night. So we all got on a gator. No, in a gator. We parked Sven. We went back to the gator.
Is the same size as Sven.
Yeah,
if not bigger.
Same chassis.
Yeah. So we all got in the gator, and we took a nighttime tour of a golf course. If you've ever done that, you don't see much, especially
very, very uneventful tour.
What you don't see is bunkers that have like a lip on them. I don't know what they're called.
Infinity edges.
Yeah, so you just cruising down the fairway and then fairway bunker, and you also don't really know where the greens start. So next thing you know, you see the pin, like, oh, we got to get off this green. And we played the next day.
I don't believe we got onto a green, in fairness.
That's fine.
Statute of limitations has run on this. Whatever crimes you committed,
no damage was done.
Limitation. You know what? You could have fucked the place up and it wouldn't matter. It's not like they'd come back at you now.
Well, I'm a PGA professional, bro.
I have no letters.
Yeah, you do, dude. You're a PGA Tour player. May I? I was also going to throw you guys under the bus. I've got a funny memory about that night too, but I'm going to let it slide.
Was there any more to your memory?
I don't remember.
Then we did a lot of fishing. Caught a lot of fish. That place was awesome.
That place was cool.
I visited you there one time.
From on the way back.
It's all about the white shad around the rocks on number 9 green. Isn't that right, Patrick?
That's exactly right. That's what it's all about.
Well,
speaking of the 9th hole, that tornado that rolled through here last week took out almost all the trees on the right-hand side of the 9th hole.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. I haven't seen it since I just saw them all down and like an aerial photo, but it's it's a bunch of trees. So
Hey, are you going to watch that thing with your boy Peyton Manning taking on Tom Brady and Tiger?
there's nothing else. You know what I watched a few weeks ago? As I watched a bunch of clowns playing dodgeball, and one of them, or one person on each team, was juggling, and you had to disrupt his juggling, and that's how you won the game. So if I watched that,
He had 8 of the Ocho.
Tiger Woods and Peyton Manning play a golf match. So
Speaking of Peyton Manning, TJ, do you remember in college when I told you that some shit was going to drop on Peyton Manning harassing girls and shit?
Your undying hatred of the Manning family. I don't know if it was because of what Archie did or because of Peyton or whatever. I just know that New Orleans does not have a fond
It's a mixed bag.
right. And
Right.
I didn't know about Peyton touching people.
Yeah, he's got some skeletons, bud. I told you, I didn't know when it was going to come out, but it came out
Did it come out?
Skeletons in his basement.
I hadn't heard that.
a couple days ago.
Right before the old match.
Papa John's money. Damn.
All right, Patrick. Well, good talking to you. Thanks for calling into the Grown Phone. Hope you and the family are safe. And man,
Yeah.
fun trip down memory lane. Sorry, TJ's such an elitist.
yeah.
Sorry about
right.
that.
All right. There's one
Hey.
of us, right?
Hey, Patrick, let me give you a little tip. Instead of watching dumb shit on TV, read a book.
That's right.
All right.
I'll
That's it.
I'll
Have a
see
good
if I can
night.
find one of those.
Take care, Patrick, and keep
All
aiming,
right.
keep aiming right, because your spin
That's right.
axis is tilted left. Those pitch and runs are always going to hook on you.
Deep
That's
plug,
right. All right, Clay. Good talking to you.
Good to see. Good to talk to you. That guy was awesome. I enjoyed my time with Patrick in the pro shop. I don't remember if he was a Copenhagen man or not, but there was many a longing stare out the golf shop window out on the golf course. And
Ben,
the Grown Phone is back open. 925 Sandbag is the number, 925-726-3224. And we've got a dog in frame. Is that a purebred?
Yeah, purebred mud.
go, bud.
Funny story, true. Oh shit. Funny story, true story. Last night, Sean, I assume that y'all have like a baby Bjorn or something that brought, like, you put your child in and kind of
Yeah.
rock it, and you could do it with
Yeah.
your foot.
Yeah.
And anyone that's ever visited me in my domicile will know that my dog, Buddy, loves humping my foot, and he's very monogamous. He'll only hump my foot. And so I was pushing Lucy in the baby Bjorn, and at the same time, Buddy wanted some action, and so I take great pride. I got to be one of the first people ever to have a dog humping one leg, and I'm pushing my daughter in the baby Bjorn with the other. That's multitasking, and that's called double billing. I was just double billing my time there.
That away. We do have another call here. Hello, you're on Grown Man Radio.
Hi, my name's Cletus from South Wilbershire, Kentucky. I want a large, medium pizza, pepperoni, cheese, and a side of breadsticks.
Oh my gosh, that doesn't sound very healthy, Cletus. Cletus, is this the same Cletus that used to call us back on the Grown Man Radio show in our college days at 88.1 WSBF FM Clemson?
Wait, isn't that Clay guy that went to that school that wasn't an SEC school?
That's right. Yeah, semi-pro football. We weren't quite semi-pro yet. Now we're semi-pro. Now we're paying them what they deserve.
Yeah. You got to get up to big time SEC country. How you doing, buddy?
You know, all things considered, scary times right now. Out of work for the moment, but it's given me an opportunity to get creative and maybe redirect my career. How's everything going with you in Kentucky?
That's good. I mean, I started my day, went over to my buddy's house, and they had a bunch of people over, and we all drank some beers, and then went over to the granny in nursing home and visited her, and saw all her friends. and then I went over to Aunt Betty in the hospital. It's just been a normal day.
Cletus, you got to be kidding me. Haven't you heard the news?
What news?
You shouldn't be going to nursing homes and you shouldn't be hanging out in parties. There's a global pandemic going on right now.
I got nothing on a pandemic, Clay. Pandemic?
Yeah, there's this thing called a coronavirus. There's many different strains, but this is like COVID-19. You haven't heard it. They're thinking it originated in China. Now it's sweeping the world, and different countries have different strategies for handling it. And America is currently telling people to stay home and avoid unnecessary social gatherings, and definitely don't go to nursing homes.
Corona. I mean, I'm more of a Miller guy, so it probably won't affect me. But we here in South Warwickshire, we just pretty much stick to the domestic beers. We don't like them foreign beers.
No. It's not a beer. They call it the coronavirus. It's not Corona beer.
Wait, you're telling me that I'm supposed to not be American right now?
You are not supposed to go about your day as usual. There are some folks saying that this is an infringement on your civil liberties, but that's sort of an experiment in everybody temporarily putting those liberties aside for the greater good, because that's the scientific narrative at the moment, Cletus.
You're trying to tell me that me and my Honda Civic buddies can't go hang out in a parking lot and drink beer?
I mean, you can, as long as you keep the window rolled up.
I thought you chopped.
No, that ain't just my way. But like I said, while we're on the topic of Honda Civics, Clay, I don't mean to jack your radio show up here, but I wanna make a shout out and just let people know that I got a large selection of Honda Civics. You know,
Go ahead and plug it. Go ahead.
They're all in mint condition. They just have a little bit of rust, and one doesn't have an engine.
Okay, well, I mean, can people get a good deal on that one?
Cletus, did you
Oh
just
yeah.
look
I
at
mean,
the
who doesn't want a
process
'92 Honda Civic?
I don't know who doesn't want a 92 Civic. Cletus, weren't you part of that cash for clunkers deal in the Obama administration? Didn't you do something kind of crafty to take advantage of that?
I'll tell you what, Clay, that was my retirement. I found more cars than you imagine. I cut them up, and they said, as long as that car runs, we'll give you $5,000 for it.
So you just went around and found a bunch of junkers that were worth a couple $100 and cranked them over and got $5K a pop?
I started my whole business for it. I had employees. It was a whole enterprise.
What'd you call your business?
Cletus's Clunkers.
Of course you did. Very alliterative. I like it.
So Clay, I remember last time we were talking, I invited you down to South Warwickshire to hit up the strip club that was formerly the elementary school. Have you ever had a chance to get there?
You know what? I've been to Cincinnati a few times in the 10 years since our speaking at Clemson, but I haven't had a chance to get down to South Warwickshire.
I haven't heard of Cincinnati.
It's a big town just north of you.
No, I don't do those big towns, Clay.
Yeah, they're pretty intimidating. Well, Cletus, what's been anything new in the last 10 years, or pretty much business as usual?
No, I mean, like I said, since the cash for clunkers, I've been retired. Been treating them pretty good. You know, I like to drink the beers.
The beers.
That's the thing. Lately, my new gig has been. Have you heard that some of these states got legal marijuana?
Yeah, I think Colorado and California and a lot of these kind of left-leaning states are starting to legalize it. It's quite a shift in the paradigm.
Yeah, well, we just got it legalized here in South Warwickshire. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be a good business opportunity.
Oh, really? Are you going to start growing?
No. Just importing, exporting, and selling.
I got you. So do you have a name for that business?
Cletus's Cannabis.
Wow, way to go. Another 2 C's. you know, they're saying that they're bailing out small businesses and self-employed folks. So maybe Cletus's cannabis, if you hop to it before they run out of money in the PPP program, you might be able to get some free money to keep that business going.
Bailing out of what?
Do what?
Bailing out of what?
Oh, they're bailing people out. If you need some cash, they're bailing you out via the Paycheck Protection Program. You ought to hop to it. Get on treasury.gov or whatever.
Do I need one of them internet machines for that?
Yeah, you'll have to go down to the internet cafe there in South Warwickshire and log on and get signed up.
Yeah, well, they left the one side of the elementary school was a strip club, and the other side they left the computer lab so we could go on the internet on there. We just type in www.google.com, and that's how you pull up anything you need.
It's a go-to source, google.com.
Is everybody getting kicked off?
I don't know. Everybody's leaving.
No,
Well,
I'm here.
I'm here.
Oh, there's Thomas. I think if you're silent for a while, it might kick you off. Well, Cletus, thanks so much for calling into Grown Man Radio. Yeah, I really recommend doing some research on your own. You know, there's new information every day, and it's recommended that you lay low if you can. So maybe limit your visits to the nursing home for the next couple of weeks.
Does Clutis have any?
All right, so but about that pizza I originally called about, are you going to bring that by, or are you going to transfer me, or what's going on?
I'll transfer you to Sunflower Catering at sunflowercatering.com. It's my wife's new catering company, and she'll help you out. She can get it to you in Kentucky.
Well, all right, Clay. Well, I appreciate it, man.
Great talking to you, Cletus. Thanks for the call.
Take care.
Take care. Man, it's a family reunion here on the Grown Man Radio Show. Do you guys remember Cletus?
Oh yeah.
I remember him calling in about all the Halloween candy that he got. Oh, we got a new call here, 214 number. We got a Dallas number. Hello. Welcome to the Grown Man Radio Show.
Grown Man Radio, this is Paul Haley. How's my buddy Neil doing?
Oh, wow. Paul Haley, a real life professional golfer, a Georgia Tech guy, too.
He's got litter.
He's got what?
Y'all watching the draft?
I just watched Isaiah Simmons get picked up. Forgot to watch it anymore. What's up, Paul?
What's the topic of discussion, fellas?
Grown Man Radio is always very free form. So do you have a talking piece? Thomas has advertised that he does have a opening statement. We'll be getting to that in hour 3. But do you have anything for now, Paul?
I've got nothing. Neil, how's New Orleans? How's
It's quiet, man. I run down the middle of the street. It's I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Isn't that always the case in New Orleans?
No, you can't run in the middle of the street. You can drink in like on the side of the street, but you can't run in the street. Really.
Does it look like I Am Legend down there right now? Like zombies could be around the corner? Oh, cherry, or is that an olive?
That's Jerry.
Hey,
Oh,
Neil,
Hey, Paul.
what's the Corn Ferry status? Are y'all gonna play any golf or what?
just got an email this afternoon. It's still up in the air, but they're shooting for June 8th.
Are you a official Corn Ferry member for 2020?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I
Big
heard
dick
that
in.
there's gonna be no Q school this year, is what I hear.
Yeah, I haven't heard that yet, but that's somebody mentioned that to me the other day. That's nuts.
It's in the rumor mill.
Crazy
So,
times.
Are
Crazy
you
times.
playing Wii golf or what?
Say it again.
You playing Wii golf or just Call of Duty?
A lot of COD. A lot of COD.
What's your KD ratio, bro?
I just learned that Call of Duty is free, and I will be playing the new Call of Duty as soon as I can download it on my computer.
Did they make it free because of COVID or because they're copying off of Fortnite?
I don't know.
I haven't played the new one yet, but I'm excited.
Do they still do Nazi zombies? That was my favorite part.
I think they do. Do they do zombies on the new one?
I don't know. You know who's a Nazi zombie?
Who?
Who?
Tom.
Oh no. I'm stuck on multiple thoughts. The first one, Paul, and this is in no disrespect for you. When I heard the Dallas number, I was really hoping it was just Coppage, and then when it came through, it was just him crying, like just tears. That would have been comedy. And
He's the head pro at. Where's the head pro at, Clay?
Golf Club of Dallas.
And
Under new ownership.
Oh, they are.
That's always a good sign.
Yes, under new ownership. I don't think that's breaking news. I'm not pretty sure that's not breaking news.
Put
Paul,
that on a
what's
billboard.
Katie
and
Lacombe
sell it.
doing?
Huh?
So what are you and Katie doing?
Katie's sitting right here next to me. We're watching the draft.
Nice.
Paul, what can you break it down? Is there anything big as a non-sports fan that I should be aware of in this draft, or is it all just sort of mindless entertainment? Is there any like big storylines developing here?
No, not really. Every single family looks. Every single player that's gotten drafted.
Careful.
His family looks like he hates him. They hate him. They're not celebrating ball.
Why do you think that is?
You're entitled.
Yeah, they're entitled. That's a good one. First time caller.
They think they should be going to like a fancier team or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, Tom Brady's going to the
Well.
damn Buccaneers. That can't get much less fancy than that.
Yeah, Neil, what's your take on that?
I'm sorry, repeat. I had something else in my brain.
The Buccaneers off season.
I was thinking about Texas Tech. I was wondering if any Texas Tech people were any good. I was going to ask Katie.
I had something else in my brain. I'm sorry, I could not compute. Repeat, please.
What's my take on Gronk?
Gary,
What's my take on Gronk and Tom Brady? I don't care. Bring it, bitch.
I heard.
A spoon for your cherries? That's awesome.
You know
I
what?
heard. You know what I heard? I heard that Rob Gronkowski was influenced by Stevie Janowski.
No. Paul.
Temple.
Fucking Tampa, Kenny.
Oh God, you put fucking
This is the
you're
weak
stirring
ass-
Basil Hayden's. Oh, this just hurts my heart.
This isn't
This
the
hurts my
weak
heart.
ass-
Is that a plastic spoon? You need to have a silver spoon.
Hey,
No,
Neil,
he needs a gold spoon.
Oh, that's a
when are you gonna
plastic
come visit me?
fork.
When I'm gonna come visit you, if I leave the state and I go visit another state, I'll probably get in trouble.
No, you won't. No, you won't. Oh my
Yeah.
God! Like,
I can't come visit you.
what do you think? Walker, Texas Ranger, is going to come track your French ass down and arrest you?
Es posible.
Paul, this is what I want to know. As a Corn Ferry player, what is your what does your gut tell you about what you should and shouldn't do? Are you still going out to open golf courses and practicing?
Yeah, twice a week. My course just opened up, but you can't. All we can do is play with no golf carts.
You got to carry your own bag like some sort of
Yeah.
amateur?
Yeah, some people push cart. I carry.
Push cart mafia, bruh.
Make any money, son?
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, there you go.
Hey, Paul, how far do you hit your 7-iron?
Oh, dude, I can't wait to hear this.
He carries it 168.
Since you're on the Corn Ferry tour, do you carry
Yeah,
strips on from driver to putter and then use their balls?
You're so
Paul, what's your
ridiculous.
smash factor?
Paul, so you've gotten the Corn
Yeah.
Ferry Tour. Corn Ferry Tour, for those non-golfers, is like AAA baseball. You're so close you can almost taste it. What's it
Yeah,
like?
but what's
to
the
be-
average carry distance for 7-iron guys on the Corn Ferry Tour? What's that average carry distance for 7-iron?
Average probably 185.
No
Damn,
way.
y'all long. Y'all long. Y'all do.
They're long. Everybody bombs it now.
Everybody bombs it. Everybody bombs it.
Paul, how does a week on a Corn Ferry Tour event compare with a week on the APT Tour? What's different?
The box lunches are way better.
Oh, no way. Do they have an open bar for you guys in the locker room?
No, I wish.
Oh,
That's
you
that hard-hitting journalism right there.
You gotta get
Chances
to
you won't
the-
get on the Golf Channel.
What about
Oh,
locker room service?
journalism.
Are you getting good locker room service? Is there a guy that'll show you to your locker, or are they just like, this is the course, there's a locker if you want one, go grab a cart if you want to practice round, and then they spit on your feet?
They got some locker room guys at some events. Other than that, it's just your name on the locker.
Paul,
It's fun.
Paul, you got a pen on you right now.
No, I don't. Do you?
Actually, I've got one half of one. I'll send it to you in the mail.
Wait, Neil, you're worried about leaving the state and getting in trouble, but you're like, hey, I'll send some weed through the mail, and you're not worried about that?
I could get to his apartment. The point is, I was walking to dump my trash, and someone left a whole weed cartridge in the ground. And I just scooped it. I was like, what am I gonna do with this?
Smoke it?
I know, but I don't have anything to smoke it with, so I might as well send it to someone who might smoke it.
No, buy the apparatus.
Send me one.
No.
All right, I'm gonna send it to Paul.
Paul,
All
what,
right, well, have fun getting arrested for a federal crime, you dipshit.
I'm not gonna put my name on the fucking thing, you dipshit.
Paul, have you
What
made
do
some
you
cuts
mean?
on the Corn Ferry?
Yeah.
What'd you shoot to make the cut, and where'd you make the
Did
cut?
you make some cuts? Yeah.
True golfer. True golfers, man. It's you're very business-like, Paul. I
Hey,
got.
man, you play professional golf. How much money you make?
How many dollars did you get for them made cuts?
All right, so average distance 7-irons, 185. What about the 6-iron?
No,
High
no.
190.
My God, that's insane. That's a small gap.
Everybody bombs it.
Hey, no, Paul, but how far can you hit your 60? That's what I need to know. What's your carry distance on your lob wedge?
What are your gaps?
Full lob wedge carries 100.
Oh,
Oh,
dude,
you
that's sick.
pussy. I can hit mine 120. If I hood that motherfucker and just throw it in the back of my stance and just sit down on it. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee.
All right.
Hit it right then.
Just trapping that thing.
Oh, you don't
DJ
even
Trap.
know, man. Paul, you don't know this because we've never met, and you've never seen me and or any diagnostic images of my body. But I got a bum left hip, and so I stack and tilt. Yeah.
Y'all probably meet when I get married one day.
Any stack and tilters on the Corn Ferry Tour?
I think that thing died.
Eric Axley.
Yeah.
I thought Eric Axley was a stack and tilt.
Yeah, Eric actually, he stacks and tilts,
No.
right?
No,
Aaron
Paul,
Baddeley too, bro.
my left
Yeah,
hip
yeah.
died. Stack and tilt didn't die.
All right, Paul. Well,
Neil
good luck
Jack.
when the web, or I mean the
All right, Paul,
Corn
look
Ferry.
up yourself. All right, next caller.
Yeah.
See you, Paul. Thanks for calling in. Man, oh man, the phone lines are on fire on Grown Man Radio. The phone number is listed
More
right
scripted
here.
phone calls because those are really fun to sit back and listen to.
Those were not scripted. The only one that was scripted, spoiler alert, was Cletus. And we're still expecting to hear
I
from
know.
Diane.
And that's the difference. There are a lot of differences between college me and current me. And when somebody pretending to be from Kentucky is talking about Kentucky issues, because I actually still care about Kentucky, and Mitch McConnell might be more evil than I am. That might be. I think he is. And also Governor Bashir in Kentucky is like the best governor they've had in Kentucky. And so this whole time when, he's talking about Kentucky, I'm thinking, oh man, I need to, toot Kentucky's horn right now, both for the good and the bad, because Mitch McConnell is one of the most traitorous people to ever exist. But and so college me would just sit back and be like, and now it's very difficult. You understand, Clay, right?
Well, I understand what you're saying, TJ. I feel like you've transitioned your life into, you're telling me that you don't really watch much entertainment. You were saying you should get out there and read a book. I think to me, you're trying to fill your life with things that you find meaningful.
No, I wouldn't say get out and read a book. You can stay in and read a book. You don't have to go out to read a book.
But
or you could do what Sean does and take up a new beverage, which is fantastic, and totally, take something that's so nice and so pure. It's like taking a Ferrari and then putting aftermarket wheels on it and be like, oh, doesn't this look nice? And it's like, no, it was fine the way it was. You should have just kept it the way that it was and consumed it that way. And also Neil in his 1890s French garb, I want some of the coffee that guy makes because I'm sure it's delightful.
Thomas, what do you think about your boy McConnell suggesting the states declare bankruptcy? Is that a good plan? And we have a call coming in from New Orleans. Hold that thought.
Is it Neil? Is Neil calling in on the?
Hello, you're on Grown Man Radio, New Orleans resident. With whom are we speaking?
Mr. Al.
Oh, Mr. Al's in the house. What's going on, Big Al?
I'm listening to the discourse here.
Yeah, it is quite a bit of cacophony. What are you doing tonight?
I'm watching a little draft action. I'm listening to you guys.
Wow, dual racing. That's very tech forward. What's the big story coming out of the draft, Mr. Al?
I can't tell you really. I haven't watched it that closely. I'm waiting for the Saints to pick at number 24.
That's a good spot. That's a good spot.
Yeah, while away. Tua went, I think, number 5. And so I was expecting that. Burrow went 1. I was expecting that. And then they had a bunch of big linemen that went in the early rounds, which I think is a good play for most of the teams because you can get 10, 15 years out of a good offensive or defensive lineman. But I wanted to ask TJ a couple of questions.
Oh, yeah, lawyer talk.
Oh,
Get him, Dad. Fucking get him.
I wanted to ask, in this COVID environment, I want to know why there's so few COVID cases in South Carolina.
Well, Al, the best analogy that I can provide to adequately answer that question is in the early 2000s, South Carolina was still big into Eddie Bauer. Now, Eddie Bauer peaked in 95. Everyone loved Eddie Bauer clothing, anything Eddie Bauer, green, tan, whatever. But in about 2002, South Carolina caught on. So essentially, we are just behind everybody else in everything.
So you think it's going to eventually hit South Carolina at some point?
No, and the reason why is because we don't have maybe in Charleston, but the rest of the cities aren't big enough hubs of financial activity or social activity for the rest of the country or those infected to interact with locals. I mean, we have BMW and Michelin, but it's still just so confined up here. And then Columbia is nothing but education people and government folk, and we know that they're not going to get hurt by anything. And so Charleston's really the only one that could be impacted, but because the cruise ships aren't coming in, there's really not an influx of outside people. So South Carolina is pretty much kind of isolated, and because the rollout's going to be so slow, when we do eventually get it, it'll be slow enough that we can manage it.
Right. So, and y'all don't have a lot of high population cities, a lot of density there. People are pretty
No.
much spread out. If you look at Greenville, if you look at other cities in the state, in the mountain area, they're pretty spread out. And I think that's another reason why y'all not having a lot of incidents of corona.
Dad, quit lubing him up. Ask him something that's very difficult.
Now, Sean, is your activity up? You off right?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sean, what about your activity in the mortuary business? Y'all have a lot of activity, or y'all kind of normal?
Yeah, it's busy.
Yeah.
Buffalo.
You're upstate, aren't you? You're not in the big city. You're upstate, right?
Yeah, we're upstate, but Buffalo, Erie County, compared to other big cities like Pittsburgh and Cleveland, Buffalo's way higher than those cities for some reason. So there's actually been, I think there's like 2,000 or 3,000 people that have it, and there's been about 200 people that have died just in Erie County.
Right.
So
and
Right.
and
like all the hospitals are full. We're it's pretty bad up here.
And are people paying the big price to bury people, or are they going cheap? Or are they going with like basically
God dang, Mr. Allen.
There's variety, a lot of variety, but you can't do anything. You can't have. There's no churches. There's no public wakes, like cemeteries. Is private, so there's nothing going on.
I'm going to throw in the famous line here before we continue. If you don't laugh, you're going to cry. So we're operating under those tenets here. If you don't laugh, you're going to cry. Continue, Mr.
Okay,
Al.
well, let me change subjects right now. Let's get to the golf business because you guys are golfers. Do you think the PGA Tour and the Korn Ferry are going to keep all their sponsors, or you think a few sponsors are going to drop out because of the economic disaster here?
Oh, I'm sure they'll want a new valuation from when the things kick back up.
Al, Neil sent a picture of you reading the CARES Act, or that's what he set forth. And so, yeah, how many? Right, and how many billions of dollars went to corporations? And so I think they're going to be just fine in continuing to sponsor all the tournaments. The only one, maybe the Korn Ferry, because I still don't even know what the Korn Ferry Tour is. Well, I know the Korn Ferry Tour is, but I don't know what Korn Ferry does. Did Iowa take over the tour, or all the tournaments, like just in cornfields?
It's a headhunter company.
Oh, they're doing good.
Korn Ferry, I think there's a bunch of guys. I think Paul's still on the line. He can tell us. But I think Korn Ferry is a bunch of guys out of California who might be financial guys who ran a mini tour out of California, and they stepped up and took over for the Web when the Web didn't have enough money to sustain their tour. Is that correct, Paul?
Paul's not on the line anymore. I don't know the answer to that, Mr. Al. What I want to know the answer to is what you think should happen to Patrick Reed once things restart.
Patrick Reed's a cheater, and I think everybody knows that. But the guy's a great player, and the guy probably keep his fan base with him because he's Captain America. He's Captain America.
What fan base outside of his wife?
I think they'll overlook his cheating. That's what I think America does. They like winners, and so they'll continue to support him. But I mean, do you think that this hiatus in the tour is going to affect anybody, like the older guys, like Phil Mickelson? If he played for 3, 4, 5 months, do you think that's going to affect his game?
No, I think this is good for Phil because Phil has a track record of playing so many events early in the season. He gets worn out, and he's so worried about his swing speeds that I think something like this is going to help the older players I wouldn't say that it would hurt the younger players, but it's going to help guys like Phil that, the older guys that have gambling problems and are just playing to try to make money. Then this will actually benefit them. I hope that the guys that were streaking before, unless I like them, I hope that it serves as a detriment and allows some people that we don't know of to get in practice time and get more confidence, and we have a more diverse leaderboard.
Yeah, I kind of, you're right. That is a hopeful thing. But a lot of guys, like for example, kids who are senior year playing big time golf, they don't get to play in their sectional championships and the national championships, and they lose the opportunity, and that's precious experience for those guys. And then, as Paul said or Neil said, there may be openings next year for the Korn Ferry for those guys to get in, and so they may lose 1 or 2 competitive years of their lives. Is that possible?
Yeah. Tell my friends about how you almost got into a fist fight with your best friend about the rules the other day.
Say that again, Neil. I couldn't hear you.
Tell my friends about how you try to or you and your friend.
Say again.
Talk about you and Finney last weekend when y'all got into a rules thing and you almost walk off the golf course and y'all are close to physical fisticuffs.
Oh yeah, he's talking about. We had a couple of rules issues. We don't play the ball down. We play move it unless you're in a hazard. And we had 2 rulings that really caused us to get into a really scuffle. And one of them was I hit a ball in a waist area, and the ball came to rest like in a washout area. And the question is,
not a washout area, Dad. It's
in the waist.
It's grass within a bunker.
Yeah.
It's not a washout. It's grass. It's very thick
No,
grass.
this was the washout. This was in a waste bunker in the washout area where the drain. It wasn't in the drain, but it was in the washout area. You see the
Wait,
water.
Is this Patrick Reed?
Which
Is
was
this Patrick Reed or Mr. Al?
and you could see indentation. What's that?
Is this Patrick Reed?
Patrick Ajabita.
Yeah, Patrick Ajabit. And so I was in this indentation in a waste bunker where I had no shot. I was like in a hole, and the guy didn't want to give me relief. And my big buds. And I said, listen, this is basically abnormal condition. I'm outside the hazard. I'm in a waste bunker, and I'm close to a drain. I should get relief. And he didn't want to concede the issue. We ended up having a big old argument over it. He went to the pro shop, and the pro shop said get relief. And so that was one of the issues.
Go to the pro shop.
And then there was
pro shop.
What's that?
You said you
Pro
asked the
shop at TPC, and they told me I should have gotten relief. So I won that rule. And then the second rule was we play the ball up all the time. And I was in a waste bunker. And I was in the grass and not in the sand.
Dad, tell them why he was so fucking pissed off at you.
Why was he so mad at you, Al?
Because he was 3 down with 3 holes to go. And
No. Would you do the 2 holes before that?
I put it in from off the green 2 holes in a row.
Hey-o.
I mean, from about 30 feet off one time and about 20 feet. I mean, he gutted him. I just 2 holes in a row.
You're a cheater.
So pissed off. And then I invoked the rule. And what he doesn't understand.
Dad, you invoked a rule, Dad.
The rules are to be made to be availed of and to be used and not to penalize you. He always looks at a rule to penalize you. The rules take advantage of. And if you know the rules, you can get advantages, and that shouldn't be a bad thing. But a lot of golfers think that when you take advantage of the rules, you're cheating. And that's really a bad mindset that a lot of golfers have. Do you all agree about that?
100%. The rules are hard enough. If you know a loophole, you should be able to use it.
Al, if you are
PJ, you got to agree with that, huh?
No. If you're playing the ball up, does that not negate the I'm gonna I'm going to use the rules to my advantage, because if we're going to say, well, this rule doesn't apply, then how can you say all the other rules apply and then I can use them as a sword instead of a shield? The premise seems contradictory.
But even playing the ball down, you would still get relief from a drainage area, from a washout area, area that should be designated as a basically relief area. I mean, if you're in a washout
Were
area,
there markers? Were there
even though
red
it's
markers?
not marked off, even though it's not marked off because we're not in the tournament, you should get relief from that. That should be a relief situation. And so he's a doctor, and he was pissed, but the rules are the rules. I mean, washout area, even if you're playing the ball down, you should get relief from that, TJ, even if it's not marked off. I mean, local rules apply, and local rules will give you relief from that situation.
Do you think he went to bed angry about that, Al, or have you resolved it with him since?
We resolved it because I told him I quit. He wanted to pay me the bet, and he whipped out his wallet. And he says, "Here's the money." I said, "I'm not taking it. I'm walking off." And they called me back, and we resolved our differences. But you know, it happens oftentimes because I'm a lawyer and I believe in rules.
Dad,
If you can use the rules
you're missing
to
the
help
big
you
point.
out. Why not use it?
Yeah, you're also missing the big point. What else big happened that day?
Well, not that day, but on another day,
No,
we were playing the ball up.
Dad, something big happened that day as well.
On that day, what?
You
I'm
got
not
your
telling you.
SBA.
I don't remember.
You got your
What the
SBA,
hell's going on?
very nice number.
What happened?
Instead of talking about your SBA, you talk about how your friend called you a fucking cheater for about 20 minutes.
SBA.
My SBA loan? Because my SBA loan?
Yeah, you got your SBA went through, and that was like big news. Instead of talking about that, you're
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
fucking golf.
Yeah, my SBA loan did go through that day, and I guess he was a little upset with that. But the PPP plan is a good thing because of guys like me who have small businesses. If I didn't get my PPP money, those guys would be in an unemployment line right now. I'd have to let them all go because our revenues are down. And so, and if they go on unemployment, they're going to go get $3,000 a month through unemployment, through the $600 a week you get from the feds plus the $247 you get from the state. So they'd get $1,000 basically a week from unemployment. Whereas with the PPP plan, as long as I don't release them, they keep making $5,000-6,000 a month, and they're better off, you know, with me versus going to claim unemployment. And a lot of businesses are doing that. They're saying instead of, you know, them paying the salaries to those people, they just let them go on unemployment. And I think that's the wrong thing to do. I think you should try to keep people on your payroll, like for me. So when I come back and this virus is over with, you know, I'll have my work staff with me, and I don't have to rebuild my work staff. So I think the PP plan works, and I think people should use it. The thing that's terrible about it is there's some major companies that are taking advantage of the PPP that shouldn't do it. One of which is
Dad.
Steakhouse. They're a publicly traded company, and some of their subsidiaries filed for the PPP and got tons of money. And I think Shake Shack did the same thing, and a few other ones. Yeah.
Dad, when was the last time you put in a score into your handicap?
The reason why I do not, because I like where my handicap is right now. I'm at 11.7.
Dad.
No, but the real answer to that is this: is that I play the ball up, and we say, you know, we don't make more
rules. It's not rules, you know.
And so I can't really give myself a handicap because
what's the
I don't
last
care
day
about the
you put in
rules.
a number, Dad? What's the last day you put in a number?
When's your last posted score? Let me see if I can pull it up on Gin here.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
A
Let's
decade.
So anyway, all right, we got into this SBA thing. Sorry for the bore.
So you read the whole CARES Act?
Fuck. Yes.
Most of it is the PPP portion of it. I did. I didn't read. The CARES Act is 880 pages. Okay, and nobody's going to read the 880 pages. And there's only about 80 pages that apply to basically the PPP plan, and that's what affects most of my clients. So I've read that, but there's some other provisions of that might apply to states, might apply to charities and whatever. But the PP plan, I know pretty much about the PPP plan.
You're gonna start playing the ball down though, right?
Yeah, but here's the deal. Playing the ball down is good when you got great conditions, but when you play in shitty conditions, it's hard to play the ball down.
Well, here's what a lot of people do, Dad, and this is why you could keep updating your handicap. Is if there's mud balls in the fairway, you touch it in the fairway, and if you don't touch it. That's what everyone else around the country does.
Right. But New Orleans has shitty conditions, and so
Well, you play it up more in the fairway.
What's that?
You're gonna play it up more when you hit the fairway. Hey, so y'all been what?
Well, now because of all our controversy we've had in the last few months, we're now playing the ball down all over except for mud balls.
Oh my!
I agree. I
God.
think that's the way you should do it.
Al, you are turning like your group is what happened with my grandfather and his cronies. A putt inside the leather became a putter length, and then what ended up happening? Everyone had to play everything down and putt everything out because of all of this shit. And
that's absolutely right.
Dad, just put it up in the fairway.
Matter of fact, this girl who plays with us on Saturday mornings, Sunday mornings, she says y'all should put it all out because we get 2, 3, 4 footers, and we give those putts to each other, and guess what? Those putts you miss, and that's the reason why I don't post the score, because we give 2, 3, 4 footers, and we shouldn't be doing it. And I admit it's wrong what we do.
You know what I do? I put those out and I miss them every time and then post that score.
Sandbaggery.com. Al, what's your GIN number? What's your GIN number? I want to look this up.
11. I don't know my GIN number. I never.
I bet you got it tattooed on your arm.
Got that shit memorized. You know he has that memorized. Come on, Al.
I don't. I haven't. I post probably 5 scores in the last 2 years. Here's what happened. I think the handicap.
I thought you're supposed to be a man of integrity.
Okay, because they take your best so many scores out of 10 rounds, but that's not really fair because you play 3 good rounds. Let's say I'm a good player. Let's say I play college golf, whatever. And I play 3 good rounds and I shoot 76, 78, 80, okay? And then I play 7 crappy rounds and I shoot 85. Well, they're going to make me a 6 handicap. That's not right. I mean, they throw your worst scores out. I mean, I disagree with the whole concept of handicaps.
I got to ask you
I think handicaps should only count for when you play in competition, and that's it. Okay, anything when you play weekend games or when you're playing not for money or whatever, handicaps are ridiculous. You can shoot what you want. It should be only what counts is competition scores, and that's it.
I don't hate
Al,
that.
You wouldn't believe the amount of 9-hole scores I have on my handicap that just get added in. It's fantastic. And my main thing is, Al, if you're here in mid to late September, here being South Carolina, not New Orleans, I got to tell you, I'm really considering my member guest pick. I've had the same guest for about 4 years, but God damn, Al, I'm ready to win, man. I'm ready to win, and I feel like I can win with you.
DJ, I want about 6 member guests in my life.
Hi, Al. I wonder why.
Coming to I got a trophy room in my house. I win a lot.
Is that because you're a good competitor or because you're a good competitor and you got a good handicap situation?
No, here's the deal.
Those are synonymous.
I got the soccer friend of mine. who thinks he's a 7 handicap, but he's really a 15 handicap because of his ego. He's a
That's
7.
stupid.
So I
That's
got to go
stupid.
play. Yeah, it's stupid. And so I got to play in a lot of member guests with him, and I got to carry him all the time. And so when I play in member guests, I learn how to hit a shot to keep it in play where we're always in the hole. Okay, and I've learned how to do that. So I've gotten better playing competitive golf than I would have not playing with this guy. And so he forces me to be a better competitive golfer. But when I just go out on the weekends and you're screwing around, I mean, I shoot a lot worse scores. So what my theory is, your handicap should only be based upon what you do in tournaments. You know?
Dad.
Al, I'm going to respectfully disagree.
Wait, Dad.
Yeah.
What was your handicap going into your last Cliffs member guest?
11.7 was my index.
Would you shoot in your practice round?
71.
Everyone gets lucky. Everyone gets lucky. Everyone has a good round. You make a few putts, Neil. That should happen.
I'm gonna walk away from the situation for a second. I gotta pee. Go ahead.
I got the opposite.
Go ahead,
problem.
take a shot. Take a shot at me. Go take a shot.
No. I'm not taking a shot at you, Al. I agree with you. The problem is I have the opposite problem. The guy that I play with, he plays in USGA amateur events. He plays in qualifiers, stuff like that, and he ranges between a +1 and a +2. But you get him out in a member guest environment, and you he's not focused. He's dicking around, and shit, I beat him. In fact, the last member guest, I beat him because we always have a bet between he and myself because I'm always trying to beat him because he's way better than me. And we tie, and it's like no, you're a +2. I'm a 3 or a 4. I should not be beating you. And so that's a problem because he posts all his rounds when he's focused, but then he gets in member guest, member settings, and he shits the bed.
Yeah, you see, well, I think TJ, I think it's just the opposite. I think those guys, they give themselves a +1 or 2 because it's an ego-driven thing that you want to have a lower handicap than what you really are. And then when you get under the gun, you can't perform to what your handicap is because these guys can't do what they think they can do because
this guy's laid a couple 66s on me when we were playing
they want to be
decent money.
They want to be macho and the whole deal. And I really do think, and then you put them under the gun and they can't perform. That's what I think.
Al, how do you avoid having your scores posted? What tips do you have for folks back home that don't want to post their scores? What kind of tipperooskies can you give?
Avoid a computer.
Play the ball up. You can't make more than doubles. Play the ball up, no more than doubles. Give yourself 2, 3, and 4 foot putts, and don't post the score because nothing's legitimate. Everything's illegitimate. So you really never.
But will you claim that you're okay? I see. But then in the same breath, you're going to be proud of the 70. You're going to brag about the 75 that you shot, but you're also not going to post it.
No, honestly, look at my scores on my GIN. They're from my member guest events where they do post your scores. You see, so
you have no choice.
They do post your scores. So I'm saying I know guys who play, in regular day, weekend events, and they get a very high handicap. Okay, but when they play in tournaments, they're much lower. Okay, and so what a lot of clubs do, they discard their weekend scores and they only count their tournament scores. And that's what I think you should do. When you're playing in tournaments and you're playing for money or you're playing for whatever, merchandise or whatever, those are the only scores that should count. What you shoot on the weekend is bullshit. Okay? And that's my theory.
Dad, don't you play for $20 a day?
Yeah, we play $20. I mean, $20, it doesn't really make a difference whether you win or lose $20. But obviously, I think what really should count is what you do in tournaments, not what you do on weekends when you're just teeing it up for fun. Because I think your real handicap is what you do in tournaments. And I think that only tournament scores should count for posting handicaps. And that's my thinking. I mean, I really believe that's true.
All right. Well, we're coming up to 30 minutes with you, Al. Thank you so much for your call. I'm going to reopen the grown man grown phone and keep it moving. But thanks for reading the CARES Act and call back anytime.
All right, guys. And listen, the Saints are going to be coming up soon. They're 24, and I think they're about picked to about, right, let's see, 14, 15. Let's see something. Jerry Jeudy wide receiver from Alabama, went 15th. The Falcons got Clemson boy, A.J. Terrell, at 16. That was pretty impressive. So Clemson, I think, got 2 players in the top 15 players now. I think Simmons went, right?
Correct.
Simmons went, and this guy went, and the Saints are about 5 picks away. And by the way, before I get off the phone, do you think the quarterback for Clemson is as good as Joe Burrow? Let me ask y'all that question. Y'all a bunch of Clemson boys. Give me your opinion. Clay, you first.
I don't know anything about football. Sean, what do you think?
He's better.
Agree.
Sean.
He's better than Joe Burrow.
You think Clemson's better than Burrow?
Yeah. He's 3 years younger or 2 years younger, and he's much more athletic, much more. Yeah, he's better than Joe Burrow.
24 and freaking Trevor Lawrence is 19, 20 years old.
Trevor Lawrence, let me tell you my opinion. I'm just going to give you my opinion. I'm going to get off the phone. Trevor Lawrence was worse last year than he was the year before. The guy regressed. And you know what it is? I think the guy's.
Couldn't get any better than the year he had last year, Paul. You couldn't.
You think he's leaving his bed quarters too much? Is that what you said?
He's getting too much pee. He's getting too much pee. He ain't concentrating on football. The guy's got all the talent in the world. I don't think the guy is basically living up to his talent. That's my thinking. But I'm gonna let you guys go. Signing off. Y'all have a good night and stay COVID free, boys.
All right.
See y'all later.
Post those scores.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Dad. He's a
Bye-bye,
critic.
guys.
Cabinets.
Wow, I think that's going to cause quite a rift there. A serious golfer that doesn't believe in posting scores.
Or playing the ball down.
I agreed with everything he had to
minimizes
say.
it in every way, doesn't
I mean, I play with snow on the ground. He's talking about New Orleans have bad weather. We have snow on the ground.
It's the same. It's actually the same thing.
We play the ball ground. We play the ball down.
Does your dad ever play with a bad lie, or is he going to complain if like he's into the grain in the fairway?
No, you play the ball down.
You talking about my dad?
Yeah, your dad. Is he like a princess in the pea with his golf lies? It's got to be perfect.
Yeah, here's what I tell him, and I try to emphasize. You know, if it hasn't rained in a couple of weeks, don't touch the ball. But he's so used to teeing it up, like he doesn't need to. But I would say 75% of the time, it actually does need to be touched in South Louisiana.
Sean, do you default to fluffing it in the fairway and rough?
No, I've never fluffed a lie over the age of 10.
TJ, you used to be strong you get a couple of cheats per round. Are you still operating on that premise?
It's not you get a couple of cheats per round. You get a couple of, hey guys, I'm about to cheat. I am telling you I'm about to cheat. State any objections you have to me cheating now. Okay, I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. And then the other thing, Bermuda, I think warrants a couple cheats, especially when storm it.
Oh wow!
You needed a couple of cheats against Rob at Pebble.
Oh my God! I heard about Rob beating TJ at Pebble. Before we get to that, hello. This is Grown Man Radio. We're just about to talk about Rob beating TJ at Pebble. Who are we speaking with?
Hey, this is your brother.
Oh, what's up, El Juan?
What's up, Neil? What's up, Sean? TJ.
Hey.
Luke.
Hey, Luke.
I turned the YouTube feed off because I was worried there was going to be too much of a delay.
Oh, you're an experienced radio show caller. Nothing worse than the reverb. How's it going in Lincoln Park?
Man, it's tough in Jersey here. We had to eat our dog for dinner the other night.
Okay, and how did you prepare Lula?
I had to take her out on the back porch and close the blinds when I butchered her so that Oliver didn't see.
I hear you.
You know, enough barbecue sauce makes anything taste okay.
Heard that.
Okay, cool. So
We're a hot spot, you know.
Pretty bright opening.
So yeah, what's the current recommendation in Jersey? You're still going to work, but go home right after that, basically?
Yeah, you know what? Traffic is awesome. Getting around is no problem. Every time I go out, you know, I'm doing most of the shopping now. We got the newborn at home. Every time I go out, there's more and more people wearing the masks.
Yeah,
and I'm seeing like some novelty, you know, like decorated masks now. I think I saw like a Bane mask from Batman the other day.
So sick.
The dog.
Yeah.
I was born in it.
My favorite thing when I'm constantly looking at the news things is these promoted ads where people are trying to make big money off of this situation by like, buy our N95 masks. We ship overnight.
Hey, Luke and Sean, I have questions about people with real humans as children. Do you fantasize about choking your children at all while they're at home?
Checking them?
Choking them? No. Never. No, not choking.
Well,
but a backhand. A backhand is crossed my mind for sure.
That's pretty much standard operating procedure. Is the old backhand.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Luke?
A whiskey Catholic.
Hey, I had a question for you guys. Curious, you know, going back 10 years, I remember the Grown Man Radio Show when you guys were all, you know, doing it together, and that was a good time for us. Like, we had moved from Texas to Pennsylvania, and we were new in that area, but it was cool to listen in. But I was curious, like, from your perspective at the Clemson studio, did you guys ever get in any trouble for any of your bits? Like, did you ever get a talking to?
Not us three, maybe Clay.
You know, I actually had a nice little. Remember when I did the chicken nugget deal?
I do, very much so. I remember
very
much.
I have some chili peppers over there, and I was thinking about maybe having a bet with Sean about doing an over/under on how many chili peppers I could eat. So
I'll take the half and then subtract the half by half, and I'll take the under on that.
All right.
How about
Like,
what would you say?
you never got like a talking to from the radio station. You guys definitely pushed the envelope for a college.
I
program.
had nonstop anxiety doing the show with these guys because they went through the spiel. It's like you can't curse, but you know the chances of you getting fined for cursing are pretty low. But don't curse. And pretty much every episode, somebody would drop a few F-bombs, and I would just leave so mad. And luckily, nothing ever happened. One of my favorite stories was Neil actually stood up for us very nicely. We got called out in one of our PRTM classes. One of the teachers was like, well, apparently, some of the golf kids think that it's a good idea to have a radio show in which they trash the PRTM department at Clemson. They're saying that the required school materials for the PRTM class are safety scissors, glue sticks, and glitter. and Neil is like, I'm on that show, and we haven't been trashing you.
Or?
So he didn't even listen to it. He was just hearing secondhand.
Well, I think he did hear it, and the intent was definitely to slander, but Neil still backed us up.
Nice job, Neil.
Here's what we're working with, Sean. These are the ones you get from the Thai place.
How many? How many?
I said 4.
What's the rating of spiciness called?
Scoville.
Oh, way to go. Good guess.
It ain't.
How many Scovilles is that?
What are the Scovilles on these things?
I'll Google it. What's it called?
What are they called? Our bowl chilies?
Arbol.
Is it hot?
Yes.
Chile de Arbol is between 15 to 30,000 SHU. That means it's hot.
Oh, here you go, Sean. 4. I'm gonna
Luke-
fucking
Luke,
rattle
how
off
you
4
doing, man?
real quick. Ready?
Tell me about what's going on.
You know, I'm in a decent situation right now. I know a lot of people are going through a lot of pain, but we got a good neighborhood here. We're able to get out and walk around and, talk to our neighbors. We've got baby Corbin. He was just born about a month ago. And actually, Lauren's holding him right now, about to take him up to bed. But
Corbin Dallas. No, sorry.
I don't know that reference.
Nor do I.
Fifth Element. Come on.
Dude, come on.
Oh, it's
Wait,
Corbin.
did we just say this?
Is that Bruce Willis's name?
No.
Corbin Dallas, is that from the movie?
Yes, it is actually. It's Bruce Willis's character from Fifth Element. Corbin Dallas.
Good get. That's Korben, not Corbin.
Oh, my bad.
But good get. I'm impressed. My favorite part was that like hip hop like opera thing. It was like
Actually, that was pretty good. I actually like that too.
And she was able to sing that with like bricks and like surgically implanted in her stomach.
Yeah.
Multi-pass.
All right, man. Well, guys, I've enjoyed the show. I gotta hang up and get going.
Luke,
but,
I would like to
guys.
publicly congratulate you on your accolades on our alien. What was the thing we did on your bachelor party? You're a good shot, man.
I still get emails from that VR experience down in Scottsdale. We did one of these augmented reality things where we were walking around a warehouse and we were being heroes. We were saving the world. My kill death ratio was terrible, but Luke was lighting it up.
Luke.
Yeah, I remember you guys doing the jihadist undulations with a VR headset on. That was pretty cool.
Remember when I accidentally hit the little child with my gun?
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Did they stop the game for that?
The kid cried and the mom said, "Shit it."
Shit, this is $30 a second. All right, Luke, take care. Say
And
hi.
then we got Arby's.
Hell yeah.
That Arby's was so good.
Then we got Arby's.
We did get Arby's. We totally got Arby's.
That's how every story should end. And then we got Arby's.
Who was our fourth? Zane?
It was Zane.
Yeah, that was a good time. All right, Luke, love you. Good talking to you.
You guys.
All right, Luke.
Yeah, that was a good time. The VR experience was pretty immersive. I remember there was a part where you had to walk across this like catwalk, and it was pretty spooky. You were definitely nervous to walk. At least I was.
It's because you're on a beach.
Wow, you guys are putting away the water, TJ, the Manhattans, Sean, and the rum, Neil. Congratulations. How many peppers have you put down now?
About to go for number 3.
Are you pretty much immune, or can you find a pepper here and there that'll give you some issues?
No, I'm already getting issues, but I'm up drank enough. Here's number 3.
Do they taste good?
Actually, I do like them.
Sean, you've always got some sort of hobby or some sort of thing you're keeping your eye on online. What's keeping your interest online these days?
Xbox.
Oh, gaming.
I play the Golf Club 2019. Very addictive. Very fun.
Is that the one where you can make your own course?
Yeah.
Yeah, Neil came down to visit me in Dallas one time, and we played $20 hammer on that game on one of my courses.
We play skins at night. We play alternate shot. Rob's in my little country club that we got. It's fun.
Can I play on PC?
Yeah, I think you can.
Wait, are y'all talking about how you fill the days right now, or just video games generally?
I just asked Sean what he's doing.
That's what I do. I play with my 2 kids, and I sneak away for 20 minutes and play 18 holes on my Xbox.
What's Peggy doing?
She's working.
Is she still working?
Yeah.
God damn, you live a life.
I mean,
Like-
I'm at home with 2 kids. They're 3 and 5. It's not the
Yeah.
life.
Oh, all right, Sean. Let me ask you this: what would be the life then?
Neil, Clay, that's the life.
Oh,
I make no money.
That's true.
What's it
Thanks,
like?
mom and dad. Thanks, mom and dad.
So
I mean, I work
just
hard,
so-
but I make no money.
so unabashedly open about it. That's why I love you, buddy.
What
I mean,
What are the prospects of getting back on the horse, Neil? Is there any talk about your next steps in golf, or is that completely on hold?
no, I mean, I have plans to play, but look, even if you're successful on a mini tour, you don't even make money. I mean, no one makes money playing mini tours for multiple years. I mean, it's either you make it and you support yourself, or you don't and you have someone who helps you. There's no secret about that.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to make at least 50 grand a year to break even in tournaments,
Yeah.
which basically means that you got a top 10.
Guess what? No
Almost
one makes 50 grand on mini tours a year. Pretty much nobody.
It's very rare. It's very rare. There's
It's
a
very
few.
rare.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be there doing it long enough for you to make money at it.
See, all right.
I'm lucky as
When
shit.
y'all, what y'all are telling me is that it sounds like the stack and tilt is primed for some mini tour action.
No,
No,
I think it is.
I
think you're ready.
I kind of teach a lot of people right now at the club, even though I can't charge money because they'll get mad at me and yada yada yada.
yeah, very,
Neil,
I'm
I got a
teaching
bit of
stack and tilt.
Neil, I got a bit of advice from a friend in college. I can't remember who. He said, "Do whatever you want, and fuck it." Sean, is that what you said? I can't really remember the exact quote. Something about yield signs, and you just had such sage wisdom
I
when
don't
we were
know.
in college. You had a view on life that was so far beyond the rest of us idiots, and it mainly because your give a fuck meter never actually got plugged into the wall. And that was something I always envied about you, was that you just did not give a shit. And you didn't pretend to not give a shit. You genuinely did not give a shit, which is, inherently contradictory. You can't genuinely not give a shit.
I got
you
too
just
much
didn't.
Catholic school.
yeah. Sean, what do you ascribe to that philosophy coming into college, being confident to walk in a dorm with 2 cases of beer?
For that, I want to answer that for Sean real quick. It's because he grew up with a swimming pool in Buffalo.
Okay.
I genuinely thought you could do whatever you want in college.
Remember he juked Mousy in his sandals?
Dude,
Yes.
That's
Everyone
another
remembers
memory
that.
that's another memory like I will never forget is seeing the moves in those blue polo sandals.
Hey,
And
look over there. What?
I believe they were blue. They might have been green.
No, they were blue. That was, without question, the most athletic thing I've ever done. Like, nothing's even close to that. I mean, I juked it hard.
Sean Brooks, some security guard's ankles and flip flops.
So bad. So bad. That was embarrassing for him.
Do you ever think about that we're lucky that like Instagram wasn't around when we were in college?
Big time. Huge. Like Bill's Mafia wasn't a thing when I used to come home for Bill's games. Barstool Sports wasn't a thing because I would have probably tried to be on there
Mm-hmm.
without really trying. We just did stupid stuff. Like, remember when the RA came to our dorm and I had Molson Canadians in the fridge and they're labeled in French. And he's like, let me see those. I said, these are French lemonades, buddy. Because it said beer in French.
French
Okay.
lemonade.
French lemonades, man. You never heard of them? From
Lemonade.
Ontario. From Ontario. Let it go.
See, your mind automatically went there when my mind would be, oh no, I'm gonna get kicked out of the school.
Lie.
I remember when Clay went to one of his first parties, and Clay got afraid of getting caught by the cops, and then got fucking what'd you get for 6 months to a year?
Poison ivy.
Poison ivy.
Oh yeah. Wow, I remember that too.
That was
Clay-
hilarious.
Clay,
That was
Clay, just sit on the couch. Nothing's gonna happen. No,
Oh,
man.
you know what?
Clay,
I'm
gotta get out of
gonna
here.
put you guys. I got a treat for you guys. I'm gonna go upstairs real quick. I'm gonna bring something down and see the reaction to this thing. This is a classic. I might be gone for a couple minutes. Hold on.
All right.
What are we going to talk about while Sean's gone?
Where'd you go, Tom?
Tom, you had some opening remarks.
Neil asked his question first, and then I'll get to my opening remarks. However, what time is it?
It is currently 9:41 Texas time.
So it's only an hour and 41 minutes in. Great. Wait, Neil, what'd you? Oh, I went to kiss my baby goodnight.
Don't believe that.
Did she say anything?
No, she's a baby.
How old are
It's,
they when they start saying words?
Great question. Don't know the answer. And States came out and
Well,
said, "Hey, I'm
freakishly long tongue. She's an alien.
no. I think that she was just a lizard or a snake in a former life, and she gets it. That or Gene Simmons.
Believe on Chef song. Went to Philly. Sorry, go ahead.
Neil, are you getting drunk, dude?
I drink all day, but
Did you just say I drink all day?
I do. I drink all day.
Every day?
I probably start drinking by 3, 4 o'clock every day.
That sounds pleasant. Oh, he's back. Oh, thank God.
All right, you boys ready for this classic?
Oh, I'm sorry, Tom. Tom, you don't like my company?
I never said that.
You said, thank God he's back. Why?
Oh, because we didn't know what we were going to do while Sean was
Ready?
gone.
You want to see it?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's it.
Oh,
Oh.
wow. It's a Los Bravos happy hour, Monday to Thursday, 4 to 8. Dos
12 ounce for $1.25.
My gosh. I felt like it was cheaper. I never went, but I felt like it was cheaper.
Well, we had the
I never
$5 pitchers on Thursday nights with the fire hazard bar.
Do you
Long way
remember
up.
freshman year, we used to go there and then people used to start throwing fucking kegs of beer over the side?
Yeah,
And they got shut down.
yeah.
That
I
place,
We had to wait. You had to wait so long on the line to go up to the keg was on the 3rd floor, and there was one staircase, one like spiral staircase all the way up.
Yep.
it was all,
And then it
all
all the way
unfinished
down.
2x4s.
That
Yeah,
was one of
First out.
the, aside from Sean juking out the security guard,
Now see.
that was the first real memory that was drilled in my head when what's her face left, and he's like, "You mean Shovel Face?
I don't recall.
You don't recall that? You called a young woman that I was talking to. You called her Shovel Face."
Nah, I don't recall. I don't recall.
Oh, that is baloney.
I don't recall.
You are so keeping that in, Sean. I'm going to take issue with you right now, and you've been very quiet on the text. You've been very reserved. I feel like you're keeping a lot of things in for fear of overstepping boundaries and or becoming offensive. Do you no longer trust the folks you talk to?
What do you mean?
I mean, you're not admitting to. All right. First of all, that was a great response to my question. And
Canadian lemonade.
make me narrow it. What happened? Have you died inside like I did many years ago? And in fact, I was dead before you even met me. Or has something changed where you feel like you can't really be yourself?
Yeah, I've
Are you-
never had a conversation recorded and posted to the internet before.
In which people are asking him how business is in the mortuary business during a pandemic.
Pretty
That's a
good.
fair
That's a
question.
serious. That's a serious question.
That is a very loaded question.
There's a lot of satire. There's a lot of satire attached to Donnie B.
Well, the other
conversation.
Thomas, do we really want to dive in the deep end here, or we want to keep it light and
No,
fun?
I would say the analogy is if a tree falls in the woods, does anybody hear it?
We have 4 viewers.
The volume's up. Let's go.
3 viewers.
Let's go deep. Let's go deep.
Sean,
What?
it's a privately run company. It doesn't matter what you say. You think dead people care about what the person that puts them in the ground says?
I feel like that's been said before to many other business owners. It's a privately owned company. No one cares what you do.
Look
And
at
then-
Chick-fil-A. They took an absolute dump on the G part of LGBTQ2, or whatever.
On the
And
G
you know
part.
what? People, they had a sound business practice, and people love chicken sandwiches. And you know what? People are going to die, and they need a comfy bed to be put in under the ground. So what difference does it make?
Not much, you're right.
Make nice chicken sandwiches.
Exactly. And here's if for some reason this shows up on a search of my name, this will be like the 3rd worst thing that comes up on me. And also I don't think I've said anything that offensive. And at the same time, during a deposition or anything that I do that is recorded, I'm far bigger of a dick. So as long as you're not racist or committing some type of hate crime, federal hate crime, then you can do whatever you want. You are like the old person that I'd oppose that's like, you're out to get something out of me, and I'm not gonna say anything, and I'm gonna say I don't know to everything.
Thomas, I believe you're operating in a theoretical world when someone like Sean is very much aware of the public perception.
And again, if a tree falls in the woods and no one's there to hear it, does it actually happen?
Well, that's a false premise because we have 3 watching right now.
Clay, can we
Well-
talk about your D-plane analogy? Because I don't feel like you actually did D-plane.
Sure. I just deconstructed my model because they were chopsticks, so I got rid of it. But yeah, D-plane is
D-plane is like 3 planes, but like chopsticks are only 2 planes.
the element that's missing from my thing is, and I didn't want to overcomplicate it. The only point that I wanted to make was the relationship of path to face, but there is a 3rd element of angle of attack that you can create a larger amount of spin.
Like you wanted to show D-plane, but you only spent 66 and 2/3% of it on camera.
Well, I understand your point. I think that it's a incremental bit of understanding. If you can understand the 2D, and then the 3D is not as difficult to understand. I can throw in the last element.
You should have called it B-plane theory.
Okay, that's fair criticism. It's certainly not the whole thing.
But I
You
did
should have
like-
done no
I
planes.
did like
You
the
should have done no
chopsticks.
planes. There should have been no planes,
And
no
then-
chopsticks, There
It's
should have
like
been none of that.
it's like a soccer ball.
Yeah, I don't know that it really even helps anything. I have these ideas pop into my head and I do them, and that's what makes me feel good.
Oh, see, and that's why I don't post anything to the internet, because if the ideas that pop into my head, if I posted them on the internet, that's when I would get in trouble.
Clay, you should be a golf course psychologist for like on Instagram for like $30.
Dr. Laura, but on Instagram for golfers.
No, I'm dead serious. There was this guy that I took a putting lesson from on Instagram. $20. $20 for a lesson. He's now travels PGA Tour because he just did so many that he finally got up the ladder of like web.com guys. He was traveling with Scott Stallings in the beginning of last year. He
Did it
charged
help
$20.
you? Did it help you?
I don't know, but it was $20. Like, yeah,
How do you not know?
I don't
You
know, but
paid
it's
for the
$20.
fucking lesson.
It's $20. It's $20. So
Yeah,
if
but
Clay's
did it
like, yeah,
help
I'm a, huh?
I'm asking, did it help you?
Well, I don't know
No.
if it helped me or not.
Now, what I can do is I can set this up and have it be a call-in show, and I can start out doing them for free, and then as I get better at it, then I can do what Sean's describing.
No, you don't do it for free.
Yeah.
You don't do it for free. You have to pretend
never do
like
it for
you
free.
have this service to provide because you're a former head golf pro, you're a former caddy, you're a former touring professional. You have the knowledge to do it. And how many guys like me or players that are better than me need someone to walk them through a round of golf, like what you did for me when I was playing in that Mid-Am qualifier. You went over everything. You told me where to hit it, stuff like that was very helpful. I would never pay you for that again. I just expect it for free. But other people will certainly want to pay you for that because it was super helpful, super informative. And I've played so many rounds of golf where I was like, I would have never hit that shot if somebody was here with me to tell me that was stupid. I know it's stupid because Clay, your whole thing is you want to find comfort in your shot, hit the shot that you're most comfortable with, hit the easy shot to get the result that you need. But people have a brain in the subconscious that just doesn't allow them to do that sometimes. Or if I had someone to call after a round of golf and learn from these bad decisions and you charge me $20, I think it would be
Metaphor for life there, Sean. Metaphor for life.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'll try anything at this point. No, I enjoyed doing that. I feel like you could people could really benefit from doing a strategy meeting about a golf course and talking about the most comfortable shot.
And Clay, going back to your free idea, I believe PRTM is the one that taught me if you do something good, people will pay you for it. I drive a Subaru, man. I drive a Subaru.
This is true.
That's a scab quote.
That's a what quote?
Yeah, I think doing it on Instagram Live would be good, Sean. I think you just hop on there and then you can record them and use the recordings as advertising.
And we've talked about this before. Is everything the pursuit of monetary gain? And if so, when do you lose the intrinsic motivation for that?
To me, it's not so like we've talked about. It's not black and white for me. To me, it's varying degrees of freedom, and I perceive being able to work for myself as more freedom. So I'm going to trend towards more freedom.
More freedom. Neil, we're losing you.
I'm watching the Saints lose to the Vikings on TV.
A rerun of the draft, or what?
You're watching a recorded football game?
I just want to feel the pain again, you know?
Stop watching other people do stuff.
Oh, we've got a phone call coming in from 973. We still got someone hanging on. 973 number. Hello, you're on Grown Man Radio.
Hey, I got a couple questions about your go-to shot.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Is this
On the
Rob?
golf course.
Is this Rob the Wolf Man?
Yeah, this is Snap Hook Rob.
Okay.
So let's say you get on the course and you just never feel comfortable. What shot should you go to?
Well,
Putter.
you got
Hit
to.
the putter.
You
Hit
gotta
the
hit-
putter. They got the putter and whack it hard, Rob. Whack
Hit
it
the
hard.
range.
Got one full putter.
Hit the range till you can hit something comfortably. Otherwise, you got no business being on the golf course.
Rob, the adage is
Weighted lob wedge. I can hit that straight.
Go for that.
Rob. The adage is the
Yeah.
lower it goes, the less it goes offline. So theoretically, the putter has the least amount of loft. Just take the putter out and whack the fuck out of it.
So, all right. So what I'm hearing is I should get my driver and crank it down to 1 degree.
Yes. Yeah. But you gotta put it at like a half an inch off the ground.
So,
All right. So let's say every once in a while you try to hit driver real hard and you top it.
Everyone.
What do I do then?
well, I would be worried about your levels. I would
Rob, what I would tell you, Rob,
I have 1 degree of loft. I already got
Rob,
nothing. We're going to hit
Rob.
the ground.
well, you got to get
Rob.
a high tee. You got to
Rob,
get
what
a
I would tell
14
you is to
tee.
play. Oh my God.
Hey,
Rob, what I would tell you is to play it unplayable and then hit it again.
okay. So you're telling me I hit it in the ground. I take it unplayable. I tee it up again.
And then I would risk topping it again. Yes.
Then I take out the putter.
Yeah, and then wherever that goes, yeah, you keep hitting the putter.
All right.
Sean, is that your roommate?
What are you talking about?
Hey, Rob, I understand you and Sean and TJ went down to Pebble Beach. Who won that match?
Oh, it was a real scrappy match. You know, me and TJ went down to the wire. Sean was blasting balls into the water nonstop all day. And 18 almost shanked one out of bounds and came up with a par. Beat TJ by 1, I believe, maybe 2.
Uh-huh. And would you guys go back to Pebble Beach even though it cost $1 zillion to play?
Absolutely. That was
Sean's got a big
the day Tusca won the national championship.
The best day of my life.
Best day.
So you played and then you went to the game and then they won?
We had in and out.
Somehow we got on Pebble Beach the day of. TJ
Yeah,
came through pretty much with that one.
forget who got y'all that tee time. Oh damn! Who gets an 8:40 tee time at Pebble on the day of the national
I think it was Jim
championship?
Nance.
And did anyone say thank you? I don't recall. And then did we run into Jim Nance when we were at the turn? Maybe we did. Maybe we didn't.
We did.
Yeah, he
And
was
then
there.
w-
He was driving his
and then
custom
we-
golf cart.
And then when we got to Pebble, did people there actually remember my name, even though I hadn't worked there in 10 years?
I don't remember
I
that.
think it was just the guy bringing our bags around.
Yeah, just the bad guy.
Remember
Like,
the guy who had the fucking the piece of wood that goes straight through their fucking Beamer.
Oh, good chirp, Neil. That's why I have a Porsche now, because I had to buy something better.
How could you forget the guy that almost got impaled by a piece of wood?
Yeah, but he didn't, because nothing bad happens to me. So nice try, Neil.
Hey TJ, let's try to derail some fucking some train cars, yeah?
Hey, fella, you were the one sitting in the passenger seat when we went 165 down 11 out of the cliffs.
I was ready
You
for
can't.
that.
You can't sit there and armchair quarterback this. Oh, be like,
TJ.
oh, you made a what?
TJ,
What's up,
of
Frenchie?
all the near deaths, I've been in 1 of 5. You've been in all of 5 of 5. Why don't you stop fucking doing it?
That's
So
a great
why don't you? So just imagine how many I've been in.
Rob,
That's
you're
good.
coming to
At
us
least
from
5.
Rob, you're coming to us from Manhattan. What's the situation on the ground in Manhattan?
I don't know. People are staying in their apartments. I'm going out. I don't
Rob,
care.
what's your thoughts about transsexual?
Oh, man.
People are staying in their apartments. I'm going.
Are you still going to the office or working from home?
No, not going to the office.
Rob, what are your thoughts about
Before the
transsexuality?
lockdown started.
Neil, what'd you say?
Oh, nothing.
Yeah, that's right, Neil. You didn't say nothing.
Did you guys have?
Oh, yeah, I hear you're going up to Buffalo for the Hooper.
Yeah, I have.
Good segue, Rob.
No. Al's going up to the Hoopers.
Yeah, I want Al.
Al's
I
playing?
want Al.
Al with his 12 handicap coming in shooting 71.
We playing these
Everyone
down
wants
today?
Al.
Yes, I have. I have committed Corona or no Corona to play in the Hooper. I'm excited. This will be my first member guest I've ever played in.
Don't get too excited.
Well, if Sean
about it.
doesn't play, you could probably play with Welka. He's a good time.
I don't know if it's going to happen, so don't get too excited about it.
Yeah,
When is it, Sean?
I
Sean,
give
when
it a
is it?
pretty low probability of this going down.
Yeah. We can still play golf at a bunch of places.
No, Sean, when is it?
Last full weekend of July 23rd.
No, it'll happen.
Sean's a board
It'll
member. He
happen.
sets the rules. He knows whether it's going to happen right now.
Yeah, I know. It's not going to happen.
Oh,
Of course, it's open. It can play even without.
It's not going to happen.
But why? That doesn't make any sense. South Carolina's open. Like, we're going to be open fully.
Yes.
I'm going to be able to get my hair cut tomorrow.
The chances of New York State allowing gatherings of over 100 people is slim to none in July.
Yeah, but they're spread out over many miles, Sean.
Well, maybe. The new antibody testing results were huge. That was big.
Hey, Rob, how's the pup, man?
Yeah, he's good. He just went out. He took a shit.
Totally.
I think.
Wait,
Sorry.
Rob, did he take a New York shit? Like where he shits on the sidewalk? Because that's one thing
There
I
are a lot
always
of
found amazing.
New Yorkers taking shits on the street. If that's what you're asking.
I'm not talking about humans. I'm talking about dogs. That's one thing I always found amazing in New York City.
Also
Go,
taking dumps
go
on
on
the
the
street.
clock. Let's go. We need a linebacker.
Yeah, I give
Neil
it.
with nonstop non sequiturs right now. Just
Yeah.
just unending non sequiturs.
As usually the conversationalist, he is throwing in some barricades in tonight, some hurdles.
I'm drunk.
Oh, you think?
That'll do it.
Tell that I'm not drunk. I'm drunk.
That'll do.
Sean, we have a good look at your dome right now. Are you having to do the thing where you get this custom razor in the shower, or is that all natural?
No, Peggy, come here today.
Where's the guy from Oklahoma who has like the big like neck brace thing? He's awesome.
Good non sequitur.
Sean's had the same haircut since like freshman year of college. I don't think his hair's ever grown.
Sean, you watch college football. Who's the guy from Oklahoma who's got the big
Murray.
neck brace thing?
Rob,
Kenneth Murray.
Rob says Kenneth Murray.
Oh yeah, I think he's actually right.
Rob knows that.
I want that guy. That guy's a savage.
He just got drafted in front of you, Neil.
Oklahoma's had a historically great
Thanks,
defense.
Lincoln Riley.
He
Rob,
just got drafted.
Shut up, Rob.
Rob, did you bet the house on Blue Apron?
No, absolutely not. That company's dog shit.
Oh, okay.
Sell it. Short. Short.
Yo.
Wait, is Blue Apron not doing good right
You
now?
gotta make yourself? No.
Blue Apron went up like 800% in the early weeks of this thing.
Yeah, but it's terrible.
before this, I thought
It's like making
you know,
money off companies that are going to kill you.
well, Blue Apron and like Fresh, blah blah. They were great about 2 years ago, and then everyone realized, oh, it was like Girls Gone Wild. You pay for one, and then you got the subscription, and you're stuck with it. And it's like I can't watch this
Yeah,
much
and the price
porn.
went up like 400%.
Right, I can't watch this much porn, and I can't afford to watch this much porn that I'm not watching.
Porn's
I
free.
can't afford all this food that I'm not eating. Neil, shut up. I'm making an analogy. You're being retarded. And
Food's also free.
Neil makes a good point there.
what was the point?
Porn's free. You get a lot of food free too.
I didn't hear it.
Porn is free. And so is food.
Or I don't think food's
Oh,
free.
boy. The peppers are hitting them hard.
My point was that Blue Apron was a flash in the pan. No, Blue Apron was a flash in the pan, no pun intended, about 2 years ago. And then they kind of went off to the wayside until they came back after all this shit hit.
Apparently early on. I don't know. Rob's saying that they're not so good now. He's taking a look at their financials.
You know what you want to buy is Trump Industries. Any company that the president is going to bail out is a company I want to buy.
Okay, you say that with a sarcastic tone, and yet I think there's a lot of truth to that.
Has he got a publicly traded entity?
No, but he might after he runs out of his term here.
Oh, okay, cool.
Although
cool.
he's for sure going to be reelected, right, Sean? Buffalo loves him.
No, we're Cuomo 2020 guys.
Call me.
Oh, he's running. He's
Yeah, he's
running
gonna run.
right in.
Yeah. You know what's going to be really fun TV is the Biden and Trump debates.
Oh, it's gonna be so brutal. He's gonna fillet him like a fish.
I don't know
Well,
if
I can't wait for him to start going on the debate stage and going today, Junior.
You want my two theories? You want my two political theories?
Yep.
So first one is there's going to be no debates. There's going to be no debates live in person in front of people.
No Zoom debate?
Because Biden's people are going to say too dangerous for Joe to be out there. So he's going to be at his house and he's going to be getting flashcards in front of him what to say. So he doesn't get wrecked by Uncle Don. And the Democrats are going to be like, whoa, baby, we can't have him. We got to get Cuomo in. And here comes Cuomo to save the day.
Here comes the Saints pick. The Saints pick.
Does Cuomo show up as like Biden's protector during the debate?
No, Cuomo is just going to show up to win the election.
Oh, he's gonna swoop in last minute.
I've heard
Yeah,
Cuomo's like he's in the public's good graces now, but he wasn't always. He's kind of opportunistic, is what I hear.
Oh yeah, he gave all his money to Buffalo and got
Rob,
he stole it, gave it to Elon. Elon ripped him off.
Rob, the Saints missed on Kenneth Murray.
Who'd they
I
take?
told you that 10 minutes ago.
No, you didn't. They got picked the pick before. It wasn't 10 minutes ago. Shut up, Sean.
Wait, what happened with
Neil's
Elon
streaming-
Musk?
Neil's streaming PlayStation TV that stopped streaming like 2 months ago.
Cuomo gave Elon Musk gave Tesla like $300 million to build a gigantic factory in Buffalo with had to have 2,500 employees and
We're gonna get
make all this
Patrick
green
Reed.
energy in
We're
Buffalo.
gonna,
And they
we're gonna get a fucking
hired. They
player.
worked. I think there's like 100 people that work there.
We're
He
gonna
hired
get
100 people out of how many million he spent?
fucking bomb it. God damn it.
Well, he got like 350 million in tax credits. Built this gigantic factory, and I think like 150 people work there.
Fucking A.
Wow.
It's supposed to be like 3,000 jobs.
You.
Neil, here's a non sequitur for you. How often do you find yourself shirtless in your boxers laying flush with the hardwood floor to cool down?
In my boxers on hardwood floor, laying
Like
down. to cool
college style. Whenever I'd come to your apartment, I'd see you flush with the ground, almost naked.
I do walk around my apartment a lot.
In the woods, it was like 7 acres.
I do walk around naked, and especially in these times, about 30%.
Oh, these times, Neil? Oh, these times? These unprecedented times?
I feel self-conscious when I feel like people are in my dad's building, so then I put on drawers.
Jaws. What are you looking at out your window there? Is that Harrah's?
No, it's not. It's pavement and homeless people.
Oh, okay.
Who's this big black man? Who the Saints pick? God damn it.
Rob.
Yeah.
What's your low round in the Hooper?
Who in the Hooper? I don't know. It's tough to say because it's 9-hole matches, but
You got some low nines.
Player.
You got some low nines.
Got a 3 under on one of the 9.
Who is this guy?
One of the guys was pretty upset.
God, he's huge.
What's your biggest take home from the Hooper with skins and everything?
The only way that you play is you put all your money in the skins and you just try to make birdies and you don't try to win the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
You, when a guy hits the
He's
ball
right.
out of bounds
He's
on
right.
your team on a par 5, you do not hit an iron. You hit a driver and try to just crush it down the fairway.
There's one
Try to get
dangerous.
it close.
There's one hole that I'm
Back.
already thinking about my strategy on. I already know what the strategy is. It's that uphill and then down to the left par 4. I can drive that
Oh
bad.
yeah, 16.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the first part of your question is it a par 3? And if the answer is no, you hit a driver. So
Fact. Words to live by.
easy enough.
Get that Corn Ferry guy back on here. I'll tell him how to make it a tour. Drivers only, 4s and 5s.
I'm not concerned with how far you hit your 7-iron. I'm concerned with if you hit your driver on every par 4 and 5.
If you've ever hit anything other than a
like, you
driver
have
on a 4 and 5,
multiple
you ain't making it anywhere.
I don't know. I bet you can have multiple callers.
All right, let me give him a call back.
What's his number?
Yeah, bring him
You don't
back
want to hear.
if he's ever hit anything but a driver on a par 4. And
Is,
then hang up on him.
Call his mother.
Hang up if he says yes.
is he 8566?
No.
What's the last 4 of his number?
I don't know. Hold on.
My story about
Yeah.
what happened this past weekend
Oh, yes.
because I'm currently without golf clubs.
Oh,
Saturday, I was playing golf and it took longer than anticipated due to the COVID response from our club and a stacked tee sheet and carts that can only go out at certain times. And so I was not home at the anticipated time. And I reacted poorly. And to
Why
prove
are
the point,
the Saints on the TV?
long story short, I put my clubs on the side of the road to tell Stace that I would never play golf again to make her happy. And by the time I had pulled my car through the driveway and gotten back like in the living room to make my point, I looked out at the street and I was like, see, my golf clubs are on the side of the road. They were gone.
That's a cool story.
they got stolen?
Well, I technically left them on like the side of the road. So
Dude, that's a
they were
cool
picked up.
story.
Oh, they were taken. So how do you feel about that? I didn't hear any word sounds.
Once,
You're just going to buy some new ones?
no, I bought the Titleist prototype irons, like the ones with the funky numbering and stuff.
Wow, nice brag.
No, I'm not bragging. These are just facts, Sean. It's not bragging.
How much
No.
how much is a set of those?
Don't actually know. I just wanted them, and so I bought them.
Humble
Second
brag.
good brag.
Humble
Another good brag.
Humble brag.
I just peed in front of my 911. I don't give a shit what y'all say.
You have to talk about something interesting. I'm about to turn it off and go play Fortnite. Let's go.
I think we're running up against 2 hours here. Rob, are you still there? Hey, what's
Said
up?
anything interesting in an hour? You're watching a recorded football game because your life is so boring. You have to watch a repeat of what people already did because you're so bored. Be better, Neil. Be
I'm
better.
not watching a repeat of anything. You're fucking stupid.
I like where this is going.
A fair
I'm waiting
retort.
for the
A
next-
fair
the next
retort.
hour is going to be wild with TJ and Neil.
You're stupid because you're watching a rerun. I'm not watching a
You're not
rerun of anything.
Court reported. Did you get that down? Because I want it to reflect that Neil Ajibita said ratching and ratching. He was ratching a
I'm
show.
not watching anything.
All right, boys. I think I'm taking off.
All right, goodbye, Dad Bird.
Good move. I quit.
See you boys later.
Yeah, see you in July.
About to get raw.
Where do you get out of this? How do you get out?
All right, see you guys.
Goodbye, Rob. I think this thing is coming to a close unless Thomas has some closing opening remarks.
Yeah, close those opening remarks, you little fuck.
Well, it's down to 2.
What? I mean, Clay, has anything ever devolved that quickly? That was
You know what?
very funny.
I had low expectations for the Grown Man Radio reunion, and I've already exceeded those expectations. It brings back the old feeling. I always felt like I was playing with fire on the Grown Man Radio show. I always constantly felt like I was going to be in a lot of trouble when the show was over with. So it's good to have those feelings come back.
You can't get in trouble because there aren't any censors.
That is true. I have a lot of freedom right now as
Maximum freedom.
I have maximum freedom right now.
I'll talk to you later.
I do like Sean's recommendation of doing Instagram live based golf instruction. It's just not as easy to line those things up as you think, but I will certainly put myself out there more.
Do it. Like, just be available.
I am more than available.
Maximum.
Rob, do you pick up all the turds your dog leaves on the cement in Manhattan, or do you leave one?
Yeah,
or two?
most of the time. No, sometimes if they're real runny, I just mash them into the cement and leave them there.
Oh my God.
But
And do you still have dreams of one day buying the Alps and turning them into a parking lot?
yeah, that's the ultimate goal. I mean, taking something that's majestic and turning it into just flat.
And do you have any projections on when that's going to come to be?
I don't know. If it bounces back quick from Corona, it could be a good buying moment.
I hear you. I hear you.
Good buying move for the Alps. Rob, what have you been doing the last month? You've been particularly silent.
Silent. I've been just gaming. Me and Sean, we've been in a virtual golf league.
To be living the life during this, and yet I've been working my ass off. I'm not having any fun.
Epicenter.
What'd you say?
It's called the Epicenter.
He's in the epicenter. He's got to lay low and
I'm
play
in the
some
epicenter.
G.
Bunch of scared people running around with masks and gloves.
No one's out in Greenville. No one's out in Greenville. No one's in my office. But I'm still going to my office and I'm still billing my hours. Why am I working my ass off over this past month? And everyone else is playing video games.
I don't know. They told us on March 12th that we should be working from home. I said I've been working from home since the end of January. So what's new?
Is the floor open? I assume no, yeah?
No. Shut down. Virtual trading.
Is there any tomfoolery with virtual trading, or is that no big deal?
No, not really.
Is it any different than the way that it was?
Let alone when it's closed. Unless you're Sean. Hey, trading penny stocks.
So, like, will the floor even need to reopen?
It will. It doesn't have to, technically, but it will.
But how long has the floor been irrelevant? A decade?
Yeah, a little bit, probably a little bit shorter. They can do everything virtual. It's just, I don't know. Some people like the fact that there's people right there putting in their trades.
Yeah,
Old
people
crying on the floor. Got to get pictures of people crying.
Right. It's like, I just want to talk to somebody over the telephone. I don't want to talk to an automated machine. Yeah, I get it. And so what has Liz been doing?
She has been working from home, telehealth, and she has been taking care of the dogs, along with myself, not just her. I know what you were thinking there. That's about it.
Baby, I have a fucking baby. So, it's a little bit different than a dog.
I don't know. I have to take the dog outside. You just have to clean the baby's shits out of its diaper.
Yeah, upon further consideration, I think you're right. Taking care of a dog in New York is probably harder than taking care of a human baby.
Liz was against the bucket out the window, lowering the dog down 6 floors to the street. So we have to take him downstairs.
Rob, are you guys you guys got a nice place, but it's New York, it's small. Are you getting cabin fever or what?
No, I just go outside if I want to go outside.
So you can go to the park, you can go for a run. There's no big deal.
Yeah, you can do it. I don't know if you're supposed to technically. You can wear a mask.
Rob lives in the part of town where he's wealthy enough to afford it, but he's not wealthy enough to have a second home. So he's stuck there. But everyone around him has a second home where they've gone.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I know it's accurate. Why would I say it if it wasn't?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just a TJ statement. It might not be true.
Oh, Rob, I take great offense to that.
So does it look super spooky to look out your window and there's not a lot of cars? Like, are there still yellow cabs or 0 yellow cabs?
There's a couple cabs. It gets a little sketchy at night when there's just a guy standing in the middle.
It's always sketchy at night.
And you look out and you're like, what's going on? It's the guy just yelling at a Catholic church across the street, just screaming at it. It's like, what are you saying? He's not even words, just made up sounds.
And it's just totally
That's
silent.
what's happening now.
It's probably totally
I hate
silent.
to give a shit exit, but my battery's about to die.
It's pretty quiet. Yeah. It's nice. I kind of like it.
What's your gut tell you when New York's going to go back to some sort of normal?
2023, maybe?
Oh, whatever.
No, probably July in reality.
I feel like this news coming out of Sweden is going to probably Sweden.
Did they even have COVID?
They went the complete opposite direction of everybody else, and they have maintained a reasonable situation.
I don't know. I feel like it doesn't hit people with blonde hair.
Well, hopefully not. Hopefully not. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that information is somewhat new coming out of Sweden, that they were able to manage it. And every country's different, but they were one of the few that didn't do anything. And not that they didn't do anything.
Testing. That's all I know.
Number one, baby.
Number one.
Did you see that? Did you see that hot mic moment when from the White House briefing room where those reporters were talking ahead of one of the briefings?
What happened? What did they say?
Oh, it was a Fox News guy that came in, and there was like a janitor or something that was like spraying down the chairs, and the janitor had a mask on, and the Fox News guy was like, "You can go ahead and take that mask off. Like, they've put a new study out where the case mortality rate is 1/10 of what they were advertising." And so that seems to be the new narrative coming out, that a lot more people have it, which means that the case mortality rate is a lot lower than 1 to 2%, which was initially advertised.
Yeah, they're saying like 1 out of 5 has it in New York City. So maybe I'm spreading around. Maybe not.
Who knows, man? It sounds like asymptomatic
Tigers
spread.
In the Bronx Zoo got it.
Yeah, I heard the tigers in the zoo got it. I heard some kitty cats got it. A lot of unknowns. I'm glad that I was very much wrong in my very early scares, and it's going to most likely turn out to be mostly a economic catastrophe, and luckily not a huge health catastrophe. Knock on wood.
That's what it's looking like.
That's what it is looking like to me. But
yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I just don't know how the narrative, like, I don't understand how you can tell somebody to close down their business, but then you don't give them anything resembling what they usually make and expect people to not get pissed off. But it's almost like the opposite. People are begging to go back to work.
Yeah, but you're shutting down their business, but you're giving them a daily briefing by Uncle Don.
Great ratings.
So Uncle Don is providing entertainment for country while people are out of work, so they have to see it. And then he's signing all the stimulus checks.
Yeah, I'm excited to get mine. I changed bank accounts from the time that I filed my taxes, so mine's still hung up in the ether.
Yeah, Liz filed her taxes with zero income for last year just a week ago, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh, there you go. File
Loophole.
separately. File
That's TJ loophole.
separately.
IRS, just joking.
JK IRS. This is definitely not Robert J. Clark.
This is Bob Smith from Springville.
All right. Speaking of Springville, I'm excited to see you up there come hell or high water. And everybody else has dropped off here. So glad you guys are doing okay in the epicenter. And thanks, Grown Man Radio podcast listener. That was over 2 hours. All sorts of cacophony of people talking over each other and different liquors being drank. It was very reminiscent of college.
Very similar.
Quite surprised. 10 years later, not a lot changed.
There's no $10 Long Island iced tea pitchers, but pretty similar.
I bet you could still get them if you
probably could.
Probably get a hot
Maybe
deal
cheaper now.
Yeah, for sure. That's going to be wild. Some of the deals coming out of this thing when restaurants and bars reopen, it's going to be pandemonium.
Can't wait for New York City to offer $9 lick pitch. That's going to be crazy.
It's going to be your civic duty to bail out the restaurants. Please come have a $9 lick pitch.
I'll drink them all. It's done.
USA.
Oh, man. All right.
All right, Robbo. Thanks for calling in. Good talking to you, buddy.
Talk to you later.
Bye-bye. All right, Grown Man Radio podcast listeners, that's it. Throwing in the towel. It's time to go to bed. Time to shut it down. Playing with fire is over with. Wasn't too bad. It's a couple of iffy moments there. I was like, oh, God. But I think we avoided major landmines. Thanks for listening to the Grown Man Radio Show. And we'll see you very soon. Sounds like for some online golf instruction. Sounds cool. Later on.